Hey, everybody. Listen, it's Monday. Happy Monday to everybody. And I'm here for our RHOA, Real Housewives of Atlanta recap. Are you ready? I thought last night was actually a really, really good show. I enjoyed it. It had a lot of little pockets of stuff there, and I see y'all all out there. Trisha, Nettie, Gregory, Carol, hey, Sin City, Kimberly, Best BK. BB from VA, Tracy, I see you. I know you conflicted because so many people are live at this same time. But listen, the show must go on. Lovely Gavin, I see you. Thanks for being here. Hey, Miss G. Listen, and yes, hello, Great Tribe. Glad y'all in the building. Mel Bricks, I see you. Fifi, I see you. Abby's Child, I see you. I'm glad you're here, Miss Bella from Harlem. Listen, Miss Bella, I was in Harlem today seeing my dad. I don't know if you know this restaurant, but I went over to Charles Pan Fried Chicken. Um, my son loves that restaurant. So I had to go pick him up some food. But I was in Harlem today. Cross the bridge, y'all. I see y'all. Hey, everybody. Thanks. Oh, yes, it was good. Yes. So yes, the show was good, right? Hey, Flip. So listen, guys, I love you for being here. Thank you. We're gonna get into some things, but before we get into, I gotta bring my buddy up, okay, into the building.
What is going on, everybody? Hello, everybody. Y'all, we about to have some fun. What's going
We
on, Miss
about to have
Bell?
some fun. Oh, so Miss Bella, yes, you know the restaurant. Yes, their food is really, really good. And I think that's like he used to be a little bit closer to my dad's house, but he moved it over to 145th Street. It's a cute little restaurant. I do like the setup of that restaurant. It's really cute. So yes, hey, Mel's in the building. Hey. So Mel, I was just saying I was over in Harlem today visiting dad, went to a restaurant. So, I had a good day. I hope everybody is having a good Monday. But we're here. We're going to talk about RHOA. And my braces are banging on the table. I'm going to try to take them off as I talk. So it started out cute, right? Listen, Ace, I love Ace, okay? The children on all of these reality shows are so adorable. Ace and Ducey, I could take them. I could go snatch them up. So little Ace is taking acting classes. Candy took him to his acting class, so he can, have a little session. And he's so adorable. And I will say this, depending upon if he's with Candy or if he's with Todd, he's kind of a good mix of both of them. Don't you think?
Yes,
He's so
yes.
freaking adorable. And Candy was so proud of him. And he was trying to say his lines. And let me tell you this. He is really, really good to be 6 years old and to be doing that. So he has a good thing going for him. I love him. Carol, you know that restaurant too. Yes, it's a really good restaurant. So yeah, he's just a cutie pie. I love him. Hey Mel, you're in the building. What's going on?
Hello, just chilling. Listen, I did last night episode was pretty good.
It was, wasn't it? Yes, Ace is a star. I love Ace. Absolutely adorable. So we also gotta add into the situation. Marlo is preparing for the boys to come back. You know what? I'm gonna say this to be very honest with you. It was a nice scene. She said, she was talking to her sister, and she says, "Look, Nadia, I'm about to bring you up." She said, "Look, I'm preparing for the boys to come back. It's been over 30 days. I miss them." I know she truly did miss them. And like I said, there's some strong genes in that family because the boys look like her.
Yeah.
They all kind of look alike, right? So I'm glad that Marlo was preparing to bring them back into the building. I was happy to see that little scene. What did you think about that? With her and her sister talking, I thought it was a nice little scene.
It was funny because you know what's so funny. First of all, Marlo she's a very, again, all the women are complicated. She's a complicated woman because at one point the fans don't know what to do with her, but then the other part when she's with her family, she's adorable. So it was a very funny scene when she was talking to her sister who was a nurse or whatever, and she was like, "Okay, well, I'll see you in 5 days." She said, "Wait a minute, I'm coming over tonight." She said, "Wait, the phone having problems right now. I'm about to hang up the phone. The phone's having some issues." I was laughing. I was dying. I said, "Marlo, you know that phone ain't broke. You just trying to help your sister. You didn't want to come back within that night." So that was very funny, that scene. Let's see if it works
You,
out.
yeah, you know what? You know what, Mel? You made a good point. When she's doing her family moments, you can tolerate Marlo. When she gets with the girls and she feels like she has to turn it up, that's the Marlo that you have trouble liking. That's a good point that you brought up there.
But
So
she, I was gonna say
go ahead.
she's. I was gonna say she's sort of been that way since the moment she sort of touched that reunion couch the first season, where she was going after Candy, like, don't you take care of this, or who's a sugar mom? I mean, all those. Looking back at it, at that point, she really didn't know. She knew Candy, but she didn't really have the right to sort of go at her at that time for that, because Candy was a drag her the first season. So I just felt like she's always been extra. She's always been a person who likes to just sort of say the most outrageous things, and I guess again that's why people either love her or not love her. That's who she's been for 10 years. I was going to say, I think, I'll let you go on. Ace, I think is also very adorable, and I see him on a Disney Channel show somewhere, because he was very good with his acting in that scene.
He was right. He's a cutie pie. He's a cutie pie, and a good mix of Candy and Todd. I mean,
Yeah.
he stole my heart. He's absolutely adorable, isn't he? Right. So then we had the scene where they come over to visit Drew. We gotta talk about this scene, right? They come over to visit Drew. Josiah's there talking to Ralph, and Josiah, a nice looking kid too. Now, over here, we try not to count anybody coins, okay? We try to mind our business when it comes to people's finances. Every now and then we got to get into it, but we do try to mind our business. I just want to know, what was Drew doing with a chef? What was Drew doing with a chef? Okay, but anyway, I'm going to carry you on, okay? Drew had her chef. She had to have surgery. She was on her pain meds. Sheree came over, to come see her, which was a good moment because her and Sheree was having problems, right? So Sheree came over to see her. Sanya came over to see her. And they both wanted her, to kind of just make sure she got better, or whatever. And then, Sanya admitted that we got to get this part to Sanya. Sanya admitted that, listen, that fight between me and Kenya dragged me for filth and she won. She said I wasn't ready. Okay. She said in my head I'll be thinking I'm winning, but I wasn't winning. Okay. Kenya drug me for filth, right? And so then the bone collector, Sheree, she had to let Sanya know that listen, Kenya said that your man, she was a little afraid, that your man was kind of overstepping. He was disrespectful to the ladies. And Sanya know how to get gangster over the phone. So Sanya's a phone gangster. That's what we're gonna call, okay? She know how to get gangster over the phone. So she gonna call Kenya, and Kenya gave her typical Kenya. Okay, she was like, "Hey, Sanya said, hey, Kenya, I heard, that you were saying something about my man. You need to don't talk about my man. Don't be saying he's aggressive." And Kenya just blew her off. And then after Kenya already hung up, then she gonna say, "Yeah, thank you, Mary. That's a better word. Sonya's a phone thug. She is, right? The phone thug, okay? The phone thug, the phone gangster, okay? She can't say it in your face. She ain't got no heat when you face to face with her. But on the phone, she know how to get a little snippy, okay? And then she waited until she hung up. Then she gonna talk about Bobby. No, she already hung up. She ain't hear you. So don't go crying. Okay, so Kenny, what do you think about that? What do you think about that scene?
Kenya went nice on her because I'm gonna tell you, you call me when I'm sleeping, and y'all know I'm in Atlanta, so there's probably, because it was really night outside, so it's probably like 9 to 10 o'clock. So if you call me while I'm sleeping and trying to check me because of something I said in Jamaica, Kenya was nice because that wouldn't have been me. She would have been every MF, every B, every H, everything I could think of, got in my car, drove her to the house, and tried to claw her eyes out while I'm trying to sleep.
Kenya paid the dust again, right? Kenya paid the dust again. But like Fifi said, she said, "I'll call you back. I'm asleep."
That's the thing, because Diva, I'm grouchy when I don't get no sleep. I'm grouchy. If I answer the phone and you calling me trying to check me, oh, that's it. I'm coming to your house. I will Uber to your house. I'm just letting you know.
Wait, Tabitha is right. She tried it and 12 blew her away. She sure did. Naughty Law, what do you got to say about that scene?
No, I'm not going to say she tried it. I'm going to say she did that, okay? Because whenever Kenya's under fire, all right, she likes to hide her hand. Like, when they're in person with each other, it's just like Kenya's like the cattiest person. But when they call her on the phone, she always busy, tired, got so much going on. And this and that. Like, I'm over Kenya. I'm tired of Kenya is whack. I'm gonna say it. I do not like her. I don't.
No,
I don't.
I'm with you,
Because
Nadia.
like when she reminds me of NeNe. Like when she wants our sympathy and everyone to rally behind her, she's so sweet and this and that. And then when she's in person, she's catty. She's throwing stones. You know what I mean? Like she full throttle. I can't take Kenya anymore. I'm over her. She's always about the antics. I'm over it. I'm over
She
it.
is about the antics.
I have to kindly disagree. Like, I'm over it.
Yeah, she is about the antics, but see, the thing is, Sanya ain't ready for her. She gotta come up. Somebody that is ready for her gotta come up against her, and no one has been able to really match her yet, except NeNe. But NeNe's not there. So everybody else, she slam dunks them every single time. I'm happy to say Kenya more hair care.
Now, see, Tabitha, we ain't gonna do this tonight. We are not gonna do this tonight.
but Mel,
I mean, like Sanya is not ready. Like Sanya,
no, she's not.
Pretty good communication skills,
right?
You know what I mean? And I don't think these ladies are ready for the level of communication she is on. And they all about throwing shade. Like we throwing hammers, we throwing eggs.
Yeah, listen, Kenya is a master at this point at reality TV.
She is.
If you're going to come and play that game with her, you better be ready. You should have been practicing before you came on the show, in the day, in the night, in the morning. This is like a basketball team, honey. You got on the NBA. You can't go to the NBA. You can't even shoot a 3-pointer. Like, get your life together. This girl, she coming in thinking she gonna go up against the GOAT. You can't just go up against the GOAT. That girl said I'm sleeping.
I'm sorry, Sanya is corny. She corny. I appreciate her effort. But it was an epic fail, Diva. You know.
It was an epic fail.
Kenya was like, I'm sleeping.
And then
she called herself doing something. She called herself doing something at the end when she already hung up. She was like, bye, B. I'm like, yo, she already hung up, boo. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work.
At that point.
I think Kenya hung up on her the moment that she said, you were talking about my husband. Child, bye. I think she hung up.
Call ended. Call ended.
Yeah, she was like, huh? Wait a second. Tracy, thank you so much for the super chat. Kenya can go with Sanya. Listen, I'm trying to tell you. So, Mel, what did you think about that scene?
Hey, Mel.
Hi, how you doing? You know what? That's when I think that King could have hung up the phone on her. As everybody said, if you sleep, then first don't pick up the phone. And if you pick it up and somebody calls you a mess, you hang up the phone. But I was going to say for me that was it Sanya? She did have a little more oomph to her because she caught Kenya sort of half woke, basically.
But not enough.
Yeah, because I think that Kenya was half asleep, so she sounded more nice and demure and not so, stunty and all that kind of stuff. Because Kenya is a queen of the pageant, but she's also a stunt queen. So I think that when it comes to the show, she knows how to turn it up, especially when the camera's on. But the girls have said this for years that when she's not on filming, she's not that extra. She's more nice and she plays. She's not really as mean as she comes off on the camera, or whatever. So that scene was, and I think with Sheree, if she would stop being so busy being a bone collector, maybe she'll have some fashions that would not be lost in Alaska.
Oh man,
I agree.
That was very funny.
Is always. Why do you always have to be the messenger, Sheree?
Yeah.
Why do you always have to be?
But I wish that Sheree would have told her in Jamaica that, because they already talked about Jamaica. I'm thinking, I forgot about it. I said, why did she tell her Jamaica? Because Because she could have put her chest up and say, "Yo," like she said at the table, and then Kenya would have, did her Kenya thing right there in that moment. So, I think that Sheree was, she was too busy being
good point. Good point, Mel. I feel like Sheree was being very messy.
As always.
And why do you always? And I feel like she always has to be the messenger because she needs a storyline. What else is there to Sheree? Like she by Sheree is dead. Okay,
but it is. I was gonna say that, but the funny part for me too is that that Drew was living her best life. She was, she had both her legs messed up. Unfortunately, she was on that couch. She was eating her macaroni and cheese.
She getting all that husband love.
That's right, and that medication kicked in, and she fell asleep right mid scene, honey. That scene, she fell asleep. She said, "Boom, I'm out."
Now I got to say something. I really got to say something. Now, how you gonna give your support to somebody who don't even support you? Is the question.
Wait, say that again. Can you say that again?
How you gonna support somebody who don't even support you?
What are you talking about?
Ralph.
He's supporting her now. That's why she
now, child. We had 2 seasons.
I told y'all last time.
That's
why she doing
the
all of this.
episode.
Ralph picking her up and carrying her
down the stairs. Come on, Nadi. Yes. Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
I'm still on episode 2.
She won. That's why she was asleep on that couch.
I'm still on episode 2 when he said this was a regret. I should have did it. I'm still on that episode.
Wait, back Panthers. Now they say this is dead wrong. NeNe's the GOAT. Kenya's a Billy Goat.
No. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God. Y'all ain't gonna do this to me tonight. Y'all
Wait a minute. Wait. Tabitha said, hold on 1 second. Tabitha said, Sheree suffers from verbal diarrhea. Yes, she does.
Well, you know what?
Yes, we're going to get to it. We're going to get to it, but she lied about the $1 million because that wasn't the first time.
Oh, that was an epic drag. That was epic.
Yes,
okay, so poor Ralph. Yes, it gets embarrassed. Somebody. Okay, thank you, Tracy, for the super chat. Call me after 7 p.m. or you're not catching it. Are you not catching it? Fire. Listen, I'm trying to tell you, Sheree is messy, but, and then Sanya going to say, she ain't never had a man that loved her. Everything that came out of Sanya's mouth at Drew's house fell flat, okay? Because she don't really call. She should have been like, no, you know what? If you're so tired, when you wake up, give me a call right away because I need to talk to you. Don't let her get away with that.
Thank you.
Sheree need to stop her lies, but I didn't get my coins from her if I was Jew. but I get my coins from
we'll talk about that.
We're going to get to that, Nina, but let me tell you this. She ain't going to get no coins because she don't even got the coins to get no real models, but we're going to get there. Okay.
Oh, we'll talk about that because I got some news. I got some news about that.
So you know what? Let me tell you, I felt like when Kenya had Brooklyn, she changed. But last night's episode, up came Kenya, the real Kenya again, okay? The real Kenya surfaced again.
Yes.
The way she treated Rowan, was that her name, Rowan? At this model select Rawan. The way she treated her at that fashion, that model selection thing was deplorable. She was a hot mess. She didn't have to talk to that chick that way. It was disgusting. Okay, but guess what? She had the right one because that chick did not back down.
She sure
that
did.
Chick did not back down.
She was wrapped up, Diva. She was wrapped up. Her career was protected.
She was still dragging Kenya.
And look, she came with facts like, this is how I do it.
Come on now.
Yes.
And then she tried to undermine her like, you're not professional. But Kenya, when the last fashion show we seen you in? Like, why should we take your word for it?
This chick said, listen, she said, and then so say her name again. Say her name again, Canelo.
Is Rawan. Is
Rawan. Rawan stood her ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said this ain't my first.
She had rap.
Oh, baby.
Yeah, She said this ain't my first time at the rodeo,
I mean,
but
come on
Kenya
now.
And
was
here comes Kenya.
disrespecting her left
Well, you
and
see,
right.
I think that Miss Rowan need to give Miss Sanya some lessons because you know
Thank
what, she
you.
was able to stand her ground when it came to Kenya. But I think Kenya showed up at that meeting to play that part because first of all, she was mad at the bone collector, so she was there to actually. But she's like, "Damn, you told this girl this situation got me woke up, and you know you giving half the information, so I'm gonna come over here and cause a little bit of." A little bit of tension over here. That's what she was supposed to do.
She was nasty for no reason. I agree.
Yeah.
She need to have several seats because she's not that fly. Because Menage a Trois, this made it on Amazon Prime. Okay, this weekend, her movie.
So wait, Tracy, thank you for the super chat. Kenya's the type at Walmart telling clerks off. No, she is. I thought that was deplorable what she did. She kept trying to overstep the girl. The girl said, "This is not my first time at the rodeo." She said, "Well, it looks like it." Then that chick told her, "Listen, if you want real models, you need real model money, okay? You need about $250 or $500 a day per
real
model."
money.
Yes.
Yeah, she don't. She don't. And
But
Sheree
wait a minute,
said at that point
yeah.
she already spent $1 million.
Ooh,
Okay, already spent $1 million, and that's said you don't have real. You don't have a budget for real models. Okay, Kenya was just being so rude, so nasty. I was embarrassed for her. I really was. I didn't like that scene at all because I think, and then Kenya made her switch around where they were seating at to even see the models do the walk. Even if what Kenya was saying was a better way to see the models, she didn't have to say it that way.
Right.
And then to tell that model, no, write your information on the back of your picture. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Every time I seen a model's picture, all of their information was on the picture with their number, their agency, all of that. So, but again, it's the way that you say it. Kenya was disrespectful. The old Kenya surfaced again. I wasn't here for it. Go ahead, Canelo. What did you want to say about that thing?
Now, I'm gonna say this. As a former model, I didn't get a lot of work, but I did train for modeling. The way Kenya, and you are correct, she could have done it a better way because the way they were seated was the way it was a correct way. That's how I was auditioned. That's how it should be. She did not have to sit there and go with Rawan the way she did because Rawan basically dragged her in a classy way. She said, "Look, this is not my first rodeo." And she goes about, "Well, it looks like it." And I mean, and everything. And, every time they was, Rawan was telling her, "Look, this is my thing. Let me do this." And she was just not paying her no attention and sitting there, talking to the other guys, talking about, "Oh, we need to do this." And Sheree is like, "Girl, you don't have to talk to her like this. This is her thing." But I have to give it to Kenya for this. When Sheree said, "I've already spent $1 million," she says, $1 million? Where did it go to the collection agency? I was like, wait. I was like, wait. To me, that was an epic read. I was like, you spent $1 million? Where? Where did you spend $1 million? Because I'm like, ain't nobody in their mama gonna spend $1 million. I guess she was trying to say all the fashions together.
Right.
Plus what's going on. And then there's some stuff I have to tell y'all when we get to that episode about certain things. I'm gonna just wait. I'm gonna just wait on that.
And then you know what? How tall is the average model? Is it 5'9"?
5'8", 5'9".
Okay.
Everybody was short.
Yeah, everybody was like 5'4" and under, 5'6" and under. Listen, but you know what though? Sheree just doesn't have the money. Let's just be clear. She doesn't have the money.
Clear.
Can I
Right. Right. Yeah, she just doesn't have the money. So, Naughty Love, what did you think about that scene?
I felt like I was disappointed in Kenya because I felt like it was the opportunity of mentorship for younger people, and her daughter Brooklyn could be in those same shoes, right? Inexperience. Sometimes our kids, they take what we teach them and they apply it, and sometimes they don't, right? I was disappointed because she could have been a lot more nurturing in her delivery. She could have been a lot more nurturing, and she had a struggle too. She had a struggle, but also I get on the other side her being tough on Sheree because this is like, come on, girl.
It is. You
Her
need
being
to
tough was Sheree, but she didn't have to disrespect
She
the
didn't have to
planner.
disrespect,
Well,
and I
Ruan
agree.
wasn't
She did
doing her
not have to
job.
disrespect. She could have been tough on Sheree and deliver her message more humbly, where she could have received it. But I think Sheree was shut down. Basically, like, I'm gonna let her act a fool on her own. Cause Sheree, say what you want about her, she's a classy woman. Okay, she makes a lot of bad choices, but she's a classy woman. And she like, go ahead,
Not,
chick.
not, naughty love. Wait, hold on. I love you, girl. Let me. I just want to wait. I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure I heard you correctly. Did you say that Sheree is classy?
I feel like she's a classy. I feel like she's a classy woman. She makes a lot of bad choices because I feel like she's misguided right now,
Uh
and
huh.
she's a woman that is broken or
Ooh.
whatever. But
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
overall,
Mm-mm.
I feel like
Mm-mm.
she tries to carry herself in a classy way. She's messy.
Tries.
Yes, she's absolutely messy. I don't agree with her tactics, but she gonna do whatever she could to be on that show and have a storyline. Are you mad at her hustle? Are you
Okay.
mad?
Nina, welcome
Can
to
you
the
hear me?
building.
Can you hear me?
Is Sheree? Yes, I can. Is
Oh, this is
Sheree?
Sebastian.
Is Sheree is classy?
I just
No,
feel like,
Sheree is class
Wait,
less.
hold on, Sebastian. Hold on. Go ahead, Nina.
Sheree is class less. And
Ooh.
the thing about it is, don't you know
okay,
you
give it to
you
me.
50 something you 50
Uh-oh.
some years old, Sheree. Now come on now. You've been working on this line since season 1. Okay, so we really want to see something. You know, even if it
She's
is some
hard. I
joggers with
agree.
the
She's horrible at
she's wait a
business
minute.
planning.
She
I
was
agree.
yeah, she need to stay away from that. She need to stay away from that. And she's a pretty girl. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I would like to see from Sheree is a good workout, something. You know, cause she got a banging body. You
I
know,
agree.
She
she just
does.
clueless. And I'm with Canelo on this. You know, you let Kenya come in there and just take over the whole scene. Kenya came with
Where's her
purpose.
sign?
She came with the notion to get you in your place, Sheree, for what you carry to Drew. She did it by any means necessary. Now, Kenya been showing up, y'all. She said she wanted to not be the villain before we saw the season, right? Oh, this is going to be a good season. Oh, I have toned down. No, you just toned up. You just went up another 3 notches because she is a heifer. She is a heifer. I don't like Kenya. Is you beautiful, but your beauty don't stand out because you're so
Her soul is
vicious.
ugly though.
Put some
Her
respect
Yeah,
on
soul is
her
ugly.
name.
And
Her
yeah.
that's the
soul is
lack of
ugly.
love. That's the lack of love she did
No,
not
you
receive
know
from her
what?
mom. That's
You know
why her
what?
soul is
You
dark
know
like
what?
that.
I'm gonna tell you this: lack of love that you didn't receive from your mom. I didn't get it from my dad either. But I don't go around hating on people like that. My
Right.
dad,
You
I'm a
hate on
twin.
anyone.
I'm a twin, and my daddy loved my son, my brother, my twin brother more than he loved me. But then,
Wow.
do I go around hating on people because of that? No, because
And you
I've
right.
grown up. I've grown up. Yeah.
No, you're
So yeah,
absolutely right. That doesn't give her the right to go around and treat people mean or
but
anything
that's
like
what
that.
she
But you
want
gotta meet people where they at.
But you know what I
she
would
Just
say
want
really
too?
gotta
everybody
meet the.
to
I
Okay,
know.
so
just try to
hold on, guys, because I want
Yeah.
to be able to hear everybody. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
Tracy again, thank you for the super chat. Classy dating people in jail and can't pay back one.
Ooh.
We
Right.
gonna get into that. We gonna get into
Uh-oh.
that.
Find another word. We love you, but we need you to find another word for Sheree. Sebastian, jump in really quickly, Sebastian. What do you want to say about
Hey,
this scene? I
Sebastian.
think that Kenya was an absolute despicable mess
Ooh.
in that scene.
Wow.
I agree.
Listen, Miss Kenya Summermore
Oh
went
God.
very lightly on Ruan. Okay, she could have gone 10 times worse if she wanted to, because Ruan was failing. Ruan
Oh
was failing.
What's
Hold
She
wrong?
on.
was
Wait.
failing. It did look like it was Ruan's first modeling gig. It did. Didn't
Oh,
even make everything correctly. Okay, so you know you can't. The person's budget is not that high enough. Then you tell the person that you need a higher budget for better models. That's the issue. Ruan was just, and Sheree, you're the employer. It should not be Kenya doing your job. That was your job to put Rawan in her place to make sure she gets good models, make sure she makes this gig perfect. It's not Kenya's job
Sebastian,
to be
let
your
me ask you a
speaker.
question, Sebastian, if you hire me to throw you a party for 100 people, right? And
Yep.
I gotta feed 100 people, and you give me $500, then I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to get you McDonald's, the Happy Meal for these 100 guests. So
Well,
you
you better
can't be expecting,
tell me.
a good menu, and you only gave me $500. She
Oh, I
did
like
not
Linda.
have the money for top models. Okay, we couldn't call Cynthia Belly's agency. We couldn't call what's her name, Tyra Banks. We couldn't get her. No, we had to get her whoever was free that day and was gonna work for free. That's who was on the line. Like 5 to 10 people came in there and did a little modeling for her. Sheree
What?
don't have the budget.
Well, if Sheree don't have the budget, maybe she needs to postpone Sheba Sheree again, just like she did for 14 years.
Maybe she should.
This is the
But
last
that's
movie.
how Sheree under her mama
Listen,
name.
Sebastian,
Sheree had the
but hold on
budget.
one second. Hold on one second. Somebody wrote, I saw this article. They said Sheba Sheree has been launching for 4,265 days. She's behind. She's behind schedule, okay? We need Sheba Sheree to launch. Mel, was you going to say something?
No, I was going to say that for me, you know what? I think that Rawan was correct. Listen, her boss and her already have understanding. So when you have a person come to the table who's doing stunts and shows that just showing up there just to be disruptive, you don't pay no mind. You give them respect. You don't go crazy, and that's what the Rawan, Miss Rawan did. So I think she did exactly what she's supposed to do.
Exactly.
Well, Rawan is a low budget.
And I would say this too. And I would say this
Rawan
too. And I
is
would
low
say this,
budget.
and I would say this too. Kenya is not throwing the fashion show Miss Sheree is. So I think at this point,
and she's failing.
So I think at this point,
I need to address your fashion, but go ahead, Mel. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was
go
gonna
ahead.
say, so for me, Kenya's not doing the fashion show Sheree is. So I think that because it's not to Kenya's standards, which we don't really know because she never threw a fashion show. I think that we just I think we're just going to let Miss Sheree do it, you know, and that's just what's going to happen. But I think that Rawan was perfectly fine in that scene to me.
I felt that way too, Mel. But hold on one second.
Has been in fashion shows, Nina. She's been in fashion shows.
Wait, Sebastian, give me a minute. Netsie, you dead wrong saying that the model was Rawan's nieces and cousins. Don't do that. Don't do that. She was doing a good job. Go ahead, Sebastian. What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say, Sebastian?
Thank you, Netsie. Netsie said it well. Those were her nieces and nephews.
Oh, see, y'all playing games with her. Y'all disrespecting this woman who has set up something very perfectly on the budgets that she had. Well, give me 1 second, Camille. I'll let you speak. Ben Sabi, thank you for the super chat. Kenya often speaks about men being aggressive, but she is often sexually aggressive. You know what?
That's right.
Wow. No, she's not. No, she's not.
Hold on. Let me finish reading. Wow. You got to speak, Bed-Stuy. Okay, sexy aggressions around men. The male model, the gentleman she invited to dinner. Come on now. Drop the numbers there.
No,
BK.
she's not.
No, she's
not. It's not her fault that she's so beautiful. It's not her fault that God created her so beautiful.
Hold on 1 second, because we won't be able to hear everybody.
Yes, she is beautiful. She is very beautiful.
Gorgeous, but
go around the table, Diva. I want to say something.
But
yes, okay. So hold on, guys, because we have to be able to hear everybody. Nina, what would you like to add to the conversation?
Well, the lady that wrote, the person that wrote that super chat, spoke it. She spoke on it. She should have been on Candy's show because that's how Kenya is. And I'm a firm believer to believe that man that left her at the dinner table in Jamaica. The reason why Kenya was late because she slept with that man. I ain't gonna put nothing past her. I don't put nothing past her. And it was
so what she slept with that man.
Maybe wait a minute. Trash is trash. And she is a beautiful woman. You can't take away her beauty. It's there. And she's a gorgeous, beautiful black woman. But her soul is ugly.
Her soul is very well, Nina.
No,
I
it's not.
understand.
No,
I
it's
love
not.
Much
you.
with that man. So much
Wait,
stuff with that man.
hold on,
Do we
guys.
call
1
Portia
second.
out? Portia has been sleeping with all these men. We don't
Who
call
talking
her out
about
because
Yes,
we trying to
Portia?
call out
Kenya
I
knows
Kenya.
know,
talking
but
about
you
Portia,
try
right?
So
to
what? She's
expose
up with that
Portia
man.
We're
as
not talking about
a
Portia.
HO. You know
Okay.
what?
Okay, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Tracy, thank you for the super chat. Kenya is nobody's friend. She made the scene about her at the expense of Rowan. She sure did, and Sheree. They could have done a model call at a local high school. Well, see, wait a
I'm telling you.
minute. Now, the high school, I love you, Tracy. The high school, can we go to the college, Tracy? Can we up it to the college? Okay, but I do agree with you. And Kenya was messy, point blank, period, at that event. She was messy. Don, you're in the building. What do you want to add to this conversation?
Don, come help me. Don, come help me.
Well, here's what I want to say. Kenya has been a little aggressive, but Kenya is mainly passive aggressive. And
That is so true.
And there's a difference. There's a difference. Kenya has not been the Ross aggressive. Okay.
Say what now?
Now, when they cut back to the scene with her standing over top of Portia, you know, the twirl and and pulling out Regine's chair.
Right,
right.
That was a little bit I can say a little bit aggressive or maybe a little shady, you know, her, you know, but whatever you call it, but Kenya uses her words wisely that people can't take. People can, and I'm not taking up for
the beer. She pokes the beer on a regular basis,
and that's passive aggressive. That's passive aggressive, and you know people can't take that where people want to fight her.
She throws good shade now.
She goes for the gut, and you know people want to throw hands at her quite a few times. So
people have
Vivica.
She knows how to she knows how to use her words wisely, and we got to give her
yeah, but don't throw those words. Don't throw those fighting words.
She don't know Don, wait, hold on, guys. Don, let me ask you a question. You thought she was appropriate? Say it, Rawan.
Let me tell you something. Give Rawan a peach and drop Marlo.
I'm trying to tell you. She held her own.
She held her own.
Yes, she did.
That lady in those few seconds of that scene, I laughed so hard. I laughed so hard at that lady. I said, now she needs to be on the show. Because she didn't break one sweat at Kenya.
No, she didn't.
And she gave everything back to Kenya and didn't even budge. I'm like, that's who we need on the show.
She said confetti.
Yes, she did.
Yeah. I said that's who we need on the show. Somebody who can go toe to toe with Kenya as far as words and don't break a sweat.
And don't break a sweat.
What that lady gave in that scene was
you can't be emotional when it comes to Kenya.
What that lady gave in that scene was a little Karen Huger in that moment. It was not really loud and crazy. It was just very to the point, and it wasn't all messy and emotional. So I like that.
It wasn't. So she stood her ground. I gave her a 10 for that scene. Smoke, hold on 1 second. Smoke, you're in the building. What do you want to add to the conversation?
First of all, you got a live show going on when Serena Williams is playing at the U.S. Open. How dare you make me split my time like this? How dare you? The treachery.
And listen, and she's actually retiring this year, but the show must go on. And I love Serena, but the show must go on. What do you want to add?
I'm gonna put it on mute. So I guess I chimed in on someone moving the goalposts once again for Kenya to allow her foolishness and her BS to continue. So I came at a great time. I love Rawan. I think she should actually take Sheree's peach. Sheree should actually be her assistant and move at a snail pace as she is, getting her own She by Sheree Chateau Thelma campaign going on. So I honestly love Rawan. I love that scene because I'm looking like finally someone just giving Kenya the same nice nasty that she always gives everybody else. And honestly, I thought Rawan won because I'm looking like Kenya was bothered because she had to have response every single time.
Yeah, she came back every single time, and she said confetti, confetti.
She's like confetti, and I'm like, Ken, now you know you don't have the same energy for Mark, so why are you trying to go off on everybody else? Stop, Ken, stop, Ken, stop.
And wait, let me add this to it. I will say this: Sheree looked nice at that scene. She was smoking hot for that scene. Now she don't have much going on upstairs.
She's not smart.
No, she's not smart. She's not smart.
The reason why she looked nice is because she paid her Neiman's bill. That's why she looked nice, because she was able to get all her stuff from layaway.
No smoke. The collection agency coming after those clothes that she got on, so that's why she only won one time. So I'm just saying. They'll be collecting that in a minute. So she better wear this.
But you know what? Right now, I gotta focus. So I don't know who's coming to collect it or not. But I'm gonna give this to her. She looked good. She really did. From the hair to the makeup. How?
She always looked good. Sheree always, I think she always dresses really nicely.
She'll be better off getting her hair assignment shop.
But yes, she would be. Her and Marlo need to go in together. But Sheree always dresses to impress. Only thing I don't like about Sheree, and I ain't got nothing to do with this, she'll pay her daggone bills. If I was Drew, I'd get at her. You don't pay your bills.
We gonna get to that.
But she dressed nice.
Okay, hold on a second, guys. So we're gonna get there. So hold on now. So anybody else before we move on, we're gonna give this one to say her name for me.
Rowan.
We're gonna give this one to Rowan because she stood her ground, she crossed her legs, she wasn't bothered, she didn't back down. And she went toe to toe with that sister to the point, like you said, Smoke. Kenya was bothered, okay? And she went toe to toe. And listen, at the end of the day, Sheree don't have that type of money to be getting no models to be lined up down the block to be in this show. Because I'm wondering if she's even paying the models. You know, Sheree don't got like that. All of her money is on her back. Now she look cute in it, but it's on her back. But that's all her
she paid. Yeah. Right? She got Lunchables and Capri Suns for those models. For the that's what she doing.
Hold on. But you know what, Diva? I want to say this one thing. I agree with somebody may have. You may have read their chat or whatever. She should have, and it might have been at her best interest to get up and coming high schoolers that wanted to do that. So at no cost, you know, maybe a couple of $100 or something. But Sheree, you failed again. She better have some She by Sheree pants or something that I can buy.
The biggest fault of them all, from Kenya to Sheree, they all want to be NeNe. They all want to be NeNe, and they will
speak on it. On it.
When has NeNe had a successful business though?
And that was Kenya's objective from the time she came on the show, was to take NeNe place. But you not there. You a different type of mean girl. You a different type of mean girl. We can tolerate NeNe, but we ain't gonna talk.
Wait, let me say this. Tracy, thank you for the super chat. You heard that Marlo and Sheree are on the no return list at Neiman Marcus Buckhead. They probably are. I could believe that. You know, because
they been right since NeNe been off. Let's just keep it real. The show ain't been right. Say what you want about NeNe. She all type of wrong, but she bring the drama and she meet all them chicks where
I'm gonna tell you,
and she bring the fashion.
And I started this, okay?
NeNe is not the draw that she used to be.
All types of wrong about things, but she started it. She gave them that.
No, she not Nina. NeNe has not been a draw since season 7, and after she left and came back, it was still the same low rating. So she ain't that big of a draw.
She's not. No, NeNe is the girl. She's gonna be the girl.
I'm not talking about her being a girl. I'm talking about her being the one that brings people to the show. That's what I'm saying.
College Hill. Look, and I doubted College Hill. But then when I started watching, I said, okay, they on to something. NeNe was really good on that show. She was real compassionate, calm. She was nurturing. Yeah.
Because she wanted to win her lawsuit against Bravo. That's why.
Hold on, guys. You said NeNe was compassionate?
That's what I was about to say.
I felt like on College Hill, I felt like her.
She was good on College Hill. Yeah.
She connected with another person. I felt like it kind of brought the better part of her out. on that show. She come with all the drama and the hoopla. She opened up about Greg's death, and I feel like that was the realest she's been in a long time. I'm sorry,
because she was humbled by not getting that Bravo check no more.
But maybe she was so humbled at that point because she was going through the struggle. When people are at the bottom and they're going through the struggle, hold on, let me say this. When people at the bottom and they're going through the struggle, it's easy for them to humble themselves. But let's be clear. When NeNe was the queen bee, she was the queen bee, literally. She was nasty to a whole lot of people. It was like, fire that one, do this, kiss my butt.
No, you're right.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. You're right with some of the stuff that you're saying, Diva, because I do believe. Now I'm gonna still say NeNe is the queen, but I do believe at some point, around season 7, she did get the big head, but she was getting all these roles and people was wanting on everything. So she saw herself a little bit better than the girls. But don't underestimate NeNe now. She did humble her. Listen, she did humble herself when it came to all this stuff that's going on. Either you will humble yourself or you will continue to be humiliated. Now, NeNe had to come down some kind. She had to come down some kind of way, y'all. Y'all got to give her credit for that. She had to come down.
I agree.
At some point, you have to see yourself for who you really are. Now, everybody, me, you, Diva, Camilla, we all know that NeNe was a biatch. But guess what? I'm gonna take up for her all the way around the board. But guess what? She had to humble herself. And I believe when Greg passed away, that was the starting point for her she had to bring herself down. You know what I'm saying? Because God will either bring you all the way up or he'll flatten you like a pancake. And that's how, but she's still the queen. Don't get it twisted.
Can I say something right quick, please? Can I say something right quick, please?
Yes, of course. Yes.
In season 1 and 2, when NeNe was a nice brown-skinned woman, she was the queen of RHOA. But when she went down to Louisiana with them Haitian Creole women, and she got that bleaching cream and became Kim's twin. And became a rich white woman, then that's when she became mean. Okay, she became a mean girl, and that's when nobody liked her. Starting season 3,
with anybody, like she got her ways about her.
Wait, everybody. Hold on 1 second. Yeah. Gabor, you're in the building. What do you want to ask?
Here we go.
What's good, everybody?
Here we go.
Now, I was in there making my food. And I heard Smoke say that he loved Rawan. We didn't even see much of her. What is Rawan's birthday? Is she married? How many kids she got, Smoke? How you love her and you don't even know her?
I can love someone off the first go. She don't have to be there forever. I said what I said, and
you
I
just
ain't
liking the girl.
it.
But Kenya was right. We couldn't see her walk. We couldn't see the models.
What
fashion show did she work? Did she work?
But Andrew Gabor, what New York Fashion Week, what Los Angeles Fashion Week, what Italian Fashion Week has Kenya Moore ever been a part of or sat in the audience to see?
And what Iranian and Iraq Fashion Week has Rawan been a part of?
She could have been in the Dubai Fashion Show, but
Kenya was over there hot. She was hot because Kenya was getting.
Kenya had seen when she was practicing to be Miss America almost 50 years ago.
It don't matter, baby. She still had it.
It's dusty as hell.
Y'all let this man come in there. Y'all let that big old football player come in there with his CTE and try to get aggressive with Kenya. Y'all ain't right.
What do you mean CTE?
Wait, hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, guys. Tracy, thank you for the super sticker. I love NeNe. She's coming back. Bye, Ken. Listen, Kimberly, this is for you, Smoke. Not Smoke. Good boy, this is for you. Smoke had love at first sight. There's a such thing. There was love at first sight.
It was hate at first sight for Kenya. He like anybody that said Kenya. You can't deny what Kenya said was correct, though.
Was I not on Kenya's side most of this season? I was giving Kenya all the praise. I was loving her energy. We all were. And then she came back. She was stank and funky because that man didn't want to be with her on that trip. She was late to all of Sanya's events. She don't know what to tell time. And she didn't like the fact that she threw a better trip than her than her South Carolina trip. Let's tell the truth now. Not eating your
wait a minute. Let's be real.
That's appropriate, Gabor. You would appreciate that?
Hold on. Okay, you acting like Naomi now. Now, Kenya.
Oh no, I'm not. I got Kenya trip. Me and you can do it all day.
Kenya trip was in the middle of COVID. Oh, you know what I'm saying? In the carnival. So we gonna give her that.
Hold on, wait. Gabor,
it was in the middle.
Gabor, I'm not.
You gonna stop me?
Yes, I am.
Canelo. You don't wait a minute. Put your finger down when you talking to me. Cause you coming over here. Canelo, you coming over here promoting your products. Last time you had lube, now you got poppers.
Come on, you ain't finna do me.
You ain't finna do me either.
Do and stay on topic. I'm not gonna let you sit here and talk about that South Carolina trip.
It was in the middle of COVID, friend.
Even though it was in the middle of COVID, she could have asked everybody and their mama, did they want something to eat? Let's put our money together to go get something to eat.
She didn't know they was gonna be up. She didn't know they was gonna be up. She didn't know they was gonna be up. They was too tired of ball.
It was in the kitchen. So she gonna say, y'all, I'm about to
get him, Canelo.
Let me go ahead and if y'all want to eat something, let me know. We can all go in together. She sits down with one crab cake sandwich. You know Kenya is gonna come in and talk about her
she greedy.
And then not only that, she's sitting around like, oh, y'all can go get something. There's some food in the refrigerator.
But I will say Kenya was a little bit nasty to Rawan, but she was telling the truth. We can't see the models walking from the back. We need to move the chairs. Rawan, we couldn't see them walking from the back. Rawan didn't want to be wrong.
It was on the side so they could only see people walk across the back.
Rawan, for me, she won that scene. She held her own. She went toe to toe with Kenya.
Diva, if you don't like Kenya, just say it.
Diva.
Listen, no.
I'm playing, Diva. I'm playing.
I know. Listen, because I felt like Brooklyn softened her up. Brooklyn softened her up, but then bam, she came in there and showed us who the real Kenya was. She came back.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's move on. Hold on now, because Ralph had a photo shoot. Ralph had a photo shoot for his book.
Next.
I'm trying to connect with the name of his book. I don't know if I'm feeling it.
What's the name of the book?
The Step in Parenting. I think we got to rename this book. I'm not liking that name. Yeah,
it should be called the Refusal of Josiah.
The journey of a blended family.
I was saying it should be called the Refusal of Josiah.
Ooh,
the name.
Too much.
I like the one, but he tried to tell you the steps that he had to take in parenting.
But I don't.
Give Ralph his coins now, cause he sure looked fine, honey.
He sure did.
Yes, she was supposed to
give it to me deeper.
Okay, hold on, guys, because I want to be able to hear everybody. Mel, what did you think about the photo shoot? Let me just give you the pointers that you need to discuss here. Yes, Ralph looked good, right? But we are still talking about this adoption of Josiah. I'm over it, okay?
I think he's playing on Voice and Drew.
Drew is here. And again, here's the thing, Mel. I'm not feeling the name of the book, The Step in Parenting. Something about it is not feeling right in my soul. It's not feeling right in my soul. What do you want to say about this scene, Mel?
Well, I think that Smoke was right. I mean, I would probably name the book The Refusal of Child Support. Maybe it might be the name that I can give it. But I was going to say, for me, it felt like Ralph was sort of, I don't know, for me, I'm thinking, is it that he's hesitant because he is afraid that if he gets divorced from his wife, that he would be responsible for a child that his own father is not responsible for financially. So I think that for me, it just feels like there's something going on there that makes him reluctant, because he even said he conversate with I forget the people's name, whatever, but he conversated with Josiah's father about this issue. And that he was the father was not really comfortable with the idea of Ralph, adopting his son. So I think that I just don't think that Ralph is wanting to do it because he feels like Josiah's father is basically getting away with not really showing up and stepping up. I think he loves and adores the boy, his son, but I just don't know if he wants to be, legally responsible. That's just what I'm getting.
Right. Do you not think though that maybe it's just because the dad is actually trying to get involved in the son's life, and the dad spoke to him and said, "Listen, give me a chance to be daddy." Don't you
He
think?
said that.
Don't
that's
you think?
Because I
Wait, let me
think
just
Drew
wait. Hold
lying
on,
that's
guys.
really
Hold on a second,
yeah.
guys. Let me just throw this in there.
Yeah.
Don't you think this brother is respecting another brother? The brother is saying, "Listen, I want to be a daddy. I appreciate
Yes,
that you're there, but
Diva.
I want to be a daddy." And maybe that's why he
Yes,
said the
Diva.
step in parenting. I'm taking the right step to make sure that I do the right thing and respect the brother who actually gave this sperm to bring this kid onto this earth. Okay. Well, hold
I
on one
agree,
second.
Diva.
Tracy, thank you for the super chat. Ken was mad the boy hit and never called her back. Yeah, that brother left that table and never came back. Thank you for that. I'm gonna move to Naughty Love real quick. What do you think about this scene? And are we renaming this book? Do we like this? The Step in Parenting?
No.
I don't like the name of the book, but I can appreciate his position and giving that man his respect. You want to know why? Because I feel like him and Drew are they represent like the blended family of it all, right? They remind me of a YouTube family that I really love, the Loyal family or whatever. And they had the same type of situation, right? Where he came into the oldest child's life at a point in time, and he was so involved and stable, she started calling him dad, right? And the father saw that or whatever and responded and came back into the child's life. And you know what I respected the most about the stepfather? That he invited him in, gave him the opportunity, made it a safe place. And they in so much of a better place now. They're all united. The blended family of it all. Okay?
Yeah.
And I respect Ralph. Like, actually, this week made him human to me.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like he was under Drew's control.
Come on, Naughty Love. He's been stepping up. He's been picking up Drew, helping her out with her broken foot.
He's been stepping up because I feel like a lot of the narrative has been driven by Drew's lies. Okay.
Yeah.
What she want her storyline to be. All right. Yes. Like that little boy should have an opportunity to have a relationship with his father.
Yes.
And I respect Ralph a lot more for giving him that opportunity. Because we don't know what went on with the communication with Drew and the father that blocked the situation with the son. Let's just keep it real. That goes
he was in jail.
Of parenthood.
He was in jail.
He got out. He got out.
I know.
No, but I'm saying before he was in jail before, and that.
No, he was. I'm coming to you, boy. But wait a minute, Naughty Love. I love the way you said, give that father a safe place to be able to build a relationship with his son. NeNe, Nina, I want to come to you. What did you think about this scene?
I think the name of the book, for one, I understand the name of the book. I mean, it might not be catchy right now, but I think it will be. But this is what I think. I think it's that dang on mama with her Christian background and her all this stuff that she's pressuring Drew to have that boy adopt his son. Give that father a chance. Give Josiah's father a chance. He's been in prison most of that boy's life, and the boy, what is he, only 11 or 12 or something now?
No,
but 10.
Yeah, 10. You right.
Okay, so he's been in that since the boy was 1, though, right? So give him a chance to come out, and he had the right thing to do when he talked to Ralph talked to the father and said that once he talked to him, he understood. Because it ain't too many black fathers like that. And I'm going to say it's a lot, but I'm just saying the narrative is black men don't take care of their children. This man wants to take care of his son. It's going to take baby steps. And like that book is Step to Parenting. I think that has a lot to do with Ralph and the father in itself too. Drew, y'all need to stop this playing with Ralph, because Ralph gonna get somebody, he gonna get them inboxes, them DMs, and you gonna be messed up, because I not want to DM him.
Oh my. Okay, so listen.
The only attention
she get from Ralph
when she heard her Achilles heels. That's the only attention she get from Ralph. That's why this is all happening. Okay, she can't get his attention no other way.
Okay, so wait a minute. I think that I get the meaning of the name of the book, It still hasn't fully connected with me, but I'm gonna give it a minute. Don, I'm coming to you. What did you think about this thing?
Well, y'all know how I feel about black dads, so I'm not gonna give that too much. But I appreciate what NeNe said. NeNe hit it right on the head for me, and I can't remember the other young lady that was speaking. But y'all hit it right on the head for me. So I don't have any other comment to say, but yeah, I agree.
Thank you.
Yeah, give Ricky a chance. Give Ricky
Right
a
on,
chance.
brother.
Okay, so Smoke, I'm coming to you. What did you think about this scene?
It's interesting because I know everyone's saying like, like Ralph is being respectful and, wants to give his father a chance to step up. But my thing is, while he was in prison, was he even attempting to send letters to Josiah or just check in? But also, was Drew at least bringing him when he was, I guess, a little bit older to kind of like form that connection? So just a lot of unanswered questions as far as like what was happening in that time where Drew had Josiah, his father went to prison, and then she met Ralph. Like, how was that being handled before the show? Because even like at this last season, like the season finale where like they were having that conversation in the cafe, the boy was like completely uninterested and kind of just being like, well, I mean, I guess like you're my dad, but it's just like he's more I feel like he's more connected and attached to Ralph than his actual father. So I guess give the dad the space to prove himself, but also I'm kind of just like at a certain point, like if he already feels like Ralph is his father, I mean there's a way to co-parent where I mean it could be respectful, but also just like it takes more than like blood and whatnot to make someone a father.
Right, but see, let me go into the
I just want to say
conversation.
Everybody has the ability to change, and if that willingness is there, I say try.
Right.
When it comes to the children, try.
Yeah.
It's always worth trying so that they can know where they come from. That's important.
Can I say one thing, Diva? Can I say one thing?
Yes.
One thing. This is at a point now. This boy is about to become a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
Drew needs to step out the way. Drew has done a good job as a mom, but Drew needs to facilitate or tell her son. I'm trying to figure out a word how to say this without being okay. So she needs to say, "This is your father. You can spend as much time with him as you want to."
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Instead of prohibiting him from doing so, because something in the back of my head is saying Drew is telling this boy or prohibiting him from spending time with his natural father.
I'm catching that feeling, right?
And that's all I'm saying.
But do we know what the father went to jail for?
So hold on, guys. I'm catching that feeling, right? So as a parent, you have a lot of influence over the kids, and the kids will catch your vibe. Mm-hmm. And if your vibe is constantly and consistently that you just want Ralph to adopt him, then your kid is catching on to that. They feeling that. They're breathing that. They're living that. It's almost as you're indirectly saying, your dad is nothing. Do you need this person over here to be your dad? Mm-hmm. But if you throw out the feeling and you lay the platform to say, you know what? Your dad was your dad. He did what he did, but he's still your dad. And if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't be here. Mm-hmm. And I love you. And I'm going to leave the door open. Your dad wants to come back in and have a relationship with you. I'm going to let you feel the way, but I'm going to support you in that. But know this too, that we're still here for you. And this is like a bonus, dad, however they want to lay the foundation for that. But before I go on, Gabor, jump into the conversation. What are your thoughts on this scene and the adoption of Josiah?
You know, Diva, I always tell you I'm a work in progress. Right. He wouldn't be, if I was Drew, he wouldn't be writing that book. I'm just being real. I don't see enough love from, I remember last season, when they met with the therapist, she said that Ralph made a difference between his children and Josiah. And I just haven't seen enough love that Ralph has shown Josiah on this show for him to just be adopting the boy. He's 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? I haven't seen enough interaction between Ralph and him to be adopting or to even say that he's a good step parent to Josiah. Also, when Josiah, about 200, 300 years from now, and Josiah great grandkids try to look him up, you know what I'm saying? They find their ancestry, and it leads to Ralph. I mean, that's not his, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yes, he can be the dad in the house, but how far are we gonna take it? You know what I'm saying? Your bloodline matters. That matters. You know what I'm saying? So
it matters, but I'm a firm believer. Don't push your children on nobody, whether they're your biological father or not. And I'm not saying that that's what Drew is doing or not doing, but maybe Josiah might be saying, I don't want to. This is the only father he really has known. For what
you ain't got no ones at 10 though.
Wait a minute, but I'm just saying. But don't push that baby on no man, whether he's the biological father or not. But I do believe, I do want for that boy to know his dad, because I know what it is to be missing out on a father's love. But if there's no love there, give him a chance. But if that baby don't want to be around that daddy, don't be around that daddy. But still, he needs to know who his father is. That's all I
wouldn't have a problem if Ricky, the dad, was like, I don't want nothing to do with him, Josiah. Then let's go full forward and have Ralph, adopt them. But it's not. He's not saying that. Ralph himself is saying that this man is trying to be in this kid's life. He said, I invited him to the sports game or whatever. You can't build a relationship if the mother doesn't want there to be a relationship, and she just wants to act like the father doesn't exist, and she just wants to have this one family with all the same last name. This is what I'm catching from Drew.
It's all about the optics. You're right. It's all about the optics.
I don't feel like Drew I really don't feel like Drew is authentic because she's pushing it way too much. Oh, what about the adoption? What about the adoption? Why couldn't you respect this man's decision? I feel like he had a very valid excuse for not going forward with the adoption. And I felt like I said, it brought it full circle for me for him. And it made her seem more fake to me.
But Diva, is it possible that there's something about that man that Drew, I mean, she's trying not to like air him out, but that she's doing this to protect Josiah in the long run?
Ralph wants a divorce.
It's Smoke. If that was the case, why drag this man to the cafe on the show? If I had a problem with my child's father, I'm not even going to bring him on the show for no money. I'm not going to have this man around at all. But you bring him to this cafe, you telling the son, old daddy and new daddy. What kind of nonsense is that? Your words matter when it comes to these kids.
Yes.
Okay. And there are plenty of families that they get together and they're blended. Listen, life is life. And they say bonus mom, bonus dad. You can all get along. But you're pushing this narrative like adopt. And you know what? Her mother is a low-key Miss Joyce. Okay, because you're not even teaching your daughter. You telling your daughter like this. You in the face too. Like, why you not a doctor? Listen, sister, you supposed to be a pastor or something like that.
There
so
you go.
Saying to your daughter,
it's all about the optics because she can't preach to nobody. She can't preach to nobody about, you get what I'm saying, because it has to look perfect with Drew. She has to be seen like I raised this girl perfectly. It's still perfect. You got Josiah, and then you just met another man and had 2 more kids. You know what I'm saying? It's still perfect. But they make it seem like
where's Drew's dad?
He dead, I believe. Ain't he dead?
No, I think him and the mama got divorced.
I don't know.
It's sad. She's exploiting her
Mother,
kids for a storyline.
Reverend Mother should be
She's exploiting
preaching.
her kid for a storyline on the show. Let's just keep it real. She's exploiting her kid for a storyline on the show.
It took a lot.
Like Ralph is standing up and saying, I'm not going to do this to this little boy. You know what I mean?
But we have to understand that Ricky lived in a whole different state. Ricky did a lot of time in jail, and he lived in a whole different state. And he showed up on this.
Hold on. Let's hear it. Go ahead.
He showed up on this show to really embarrass himself, to make himself look like a deadbeat dad, because that wasn't a good light that they showed him in. But he still showed up because he was trying. You know what I'm saying? So for them to just try to adopt that, to me, it's wrong. But that's her baby.
Reverend Mother should be preaching
restoration.
Hello.
That's what Reverend Mother should be preaching. She should be preaching mama. Restoration, but she's not. So that tells me what she's about.
I think she's a bitter mama. I think that all this, she wants that baby on Ralph so bad for whatever reason. Maybe the relationship with Drew's father went sour all the way to the left. You never know. Talk about your husband and Drew's dad, and then we'll see a good picture of why they trying to put this baby on him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's just what I say. I don't know. Could have been bad.
I just really feel like that adoption, that's something that should be natural. Like, if a man wants to do that, they'll just bring it up. You shouldn't have to force that on someone. It shouldn't even get to this point. You should let it be that person's choice. Like, I feel like she is torturing her son a little bit by even bringing all of this on TV. This is a private family matter that needs to be worked out behind the scenes. I don't know about you.
But for me, it doesn't give me that Ralph is that good of a step parent to me. It just doesn't get it because some stuff go without saying. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If he was just a good stand-up stepdad to him, he doesn't have to adopt him. He can still be that good dad to him without having to adopt him. You know what I'm saying? I've seen a lot of situations where a man has met a woman and she got children. He treat those children just like, for instance, Mauricio, Farrah is not Mauricio's child, but he didn't adopt her either. You know what I'm saying? And he treats that just like his child. When Farrah graduated from college, his mama was there, his daddy was there, his whole family was there because that was just like his daughter. Some stuff, it doesn't have to be, he doesn't have to adopt it for it to be perfect. It can already be perfect just with consenting adults. That's still his legacy. That's still Ricky's legacy.
Mm-hmm. Right. Good point. Right. So you can blend families without erasing. You know, a lot of people, when even some couples, when they get together with a person that, you know, maybe you a woman and you get together with a man that already had 3 kids before you can't erase these 3 kids. They exist. So now you gotta blend this thing together and figure out your life. Okay. So you can't erase Ricky. You was with him. It was what it was. I don't know what that is.
That's Gabor with his candy.
Use a lot. That ain't nothing on my end.
Yes, it is. He trying on his own version of the vibrating jockstrap.
Acting up, Diva. They acting up.
Gabor, how does it feel?
You gotta ask Canelo. He the one with the poppers.
Oh, don't you do it. I've been asking. Don't you do it.
Before we move on to the next thing, Canelo, what did you think about this scene? Are you happy with the name of the book?
It'll grow on me, but I'm gonna just say this: I'm a product of a blended family. You know, my stepfather never adopted me. Never got pushed for him to adopt me. Now, you know, his family was around, even though they didn't like us, but you know, they still came around. They still supported whenever they felt needed. But you know, we had a cohesive unit. We all was good. So I don't know. See, Drew started this last season with the old daddy, new daddy, and you can tell she did not want Ricky to be in the picture at all. And then this is what I want to say. Say that Ralph does adopt Josiah. From what we've seen from season 1 and this season of how he treats her, who's to say he won't walk out the door on her? He didn't just adopted this child. He walks out. Now, what was all that for?
Mm-hmm.
Well, nobody's thinking about that part though. I know. I'm just saying, like, you know, she ain't thinking about it. Her mother ain't thinking about it. And Ralph is trying to give Rika a chance, even though Gabor made a great point that he came in looking like a deadbeat dad, but he's trying. And not only that, we all know off the show, because Ralph just revealed it, that he is doing something to be in his life. So why do that? That makes no sense to me.
Best IBK, thank you so much. Sharina Run, yay.
No, she did it. She's still playing. Don't lie like that. I'm watching it live. She won the first set. She ain't won the match yet.
All right. Well, she won something.
She did.
But also, Diva, it could be a double. It could be a double-edged sword. I mean, I do think that it doesn't even seem like this man has a say so from what Drew and her mom is putting out there. It doesn't even seem like Ricky has a say so, and that's probably why a lot of men feel the way they feel about the system.
You can't have your mother in your marriage. Your marriage is between man and wife. You cannot have your family interfering with the decisions of the marriage.
I know, but the way that they're presenting it is as if it's like Drew and Ralph's decision is whether he's gonna adopt the baby or not, as if Ricky doesn't have a say so.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Like the mama got a lot to say so. I think mama needs to back up.
She do, but she do have a say so. But I'm saying the way that they're presenting it on the show is if it's just Drew and Ralph's decision and he's just choosing not to, as if Ricky doesn't have a say so in his child, and that's just crazy to me.
Yeah,
and that's probably why.
Hold on 1 second, guys. Thank you for the super chat, Tracy. My father died. Nobody knew me, and my 3 sisters was not his until reading the obituary. The ladies at the church, at all the but they had all the questions. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying, guys. Nobody. If you do this thing right, nobody's gonna know. You know, she's so focused on this last name, but I think the focus is more the optics. Well, so when she goes somewhere, when they go on vacation, they're not saying, "Oh, well, who's this?" Because his last name, I'm making up the name. His last name is Brown, and yours are whatever Pittman. You know, she cares. She cares, and that's the problem. Angel Eyes, you have entered the building. What do you want to add to this conversation?
Well, what I want to add is I really don't see the issue as far as him adopting the young boy, because my question is, why is it so much that everyone's focused on him adopting, but after if the table was turned, would they be focusing if Drew had to adopt his kids? Would they have been focused so much on that? You know, so it's like,
she basically
what is
said
it?
it.
I mean, you know, it's like, what is it?
Drew needs
because
that's all it
is. You know, and therefore it's out there, you know, for me, personally, for me, as long as he's being loved, he's being taken care of, and he has a father figure in the home,
right?
You know, would he does not need the paperwork to say that that's my dad? I mean, would we have a whole lot of children that are being fathered that have not adopted them, and that does not make them any less of being a dad or any less of him being their son, you know. But if the real father wants to take a part in his life, then you as the mother needs to step aside and allow him that chance. Now, if he falls short of doing what he claims that he wants to do, I can see you continue pushing. Okay, you know what? You had your chance, then, you know, go over here. But, you know, until then, he was locked up for a while, so he couldn't do nothing. Give the man a chance.
You know what, Angel Eyes? Let me throw this in there. Because Drew wants the kid adopted, that man is always going to fall short in Drew's eyes. So if he comes every other weekend, Drew will be like, well, he needs to come every weekend. If he misses a game, she's going to be like, see, that's why you need to adopt him. She has to be open to the fact, listen, when we lay down with somebody, that's who we chose. So now you got to live with your decision. If I lay down with somebody and this person happened to be my kid's father, and now they went to jail, I can't change history.
Say that, Diva.
That's their dad.
Say that, Diva.
That's their dad.
And I'm so tired of these young women. What they do is, okay, circumstances happen where the father's not there for the child, but what they do is alienate. Like, they don't give them a chance to come back and be in that child's life. Okay, and I get that you may be bitter about a lot of things, but that has nothing to do with the child and that relationship with the father.
Exactly.
But it doesn't have anything to do with the child. Like, that's something separate you got to work out behind the scenes. But you should never let that father be in that child's life if they're willing and they have good intention. You have to give them a chance. And I feel like Drew is controlling this whole narrative or whatever. And I feel like behind the scenes, because I feel like Drew evil. I really feel like she a liar. I feel like behind the scenes, she has alienated this boy from her father. And it's a lot of fathers in prison, Diva, but they still have relationship with their kids.
Yeah.
They still have relationship with their kids. They may have made a mistake, but they can still be a part of their kids' life in some capacity.
Yes. So this is a heated discussion.
Can I say this?
think Drew. Yes, you can. Yes.
Okay, so don't take away the father's choice. So if I'm not hearing if the father really want to be a part of his life, because the father has every right to sign that dotted line and give up all his parental rights, if that's the case. But if that's what he want to do, don't go be so quick to say, okay, you're gonna have to adopt our son when he still has a living father out there. Give him a choice. Right. His father may not, because we're in the process, and this is a personal thing. We want my granddaughter's father to sign the dotted line, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because he's never been a part of her life ever, and she's 12 years old. So even we don't even want the child support, and I'm saying we because I've been that other parent. So we don't even want the child support because we're taking care of her. You never call for a cheerleading game. You never call for school. You never say high school. Now, when you at that point, sign the line, Negro, and we good. We good.
I don't even think Drew gave him the chance, NeNe, to even get to that point.
But then that is what I'm
saying. Say this. Hold on, guys, because I did have somebody else into the building. Hold on 1 second. We gotta say this. Ralph clearly said that this man is giving him respect, right? Because the man said, "Listen, I know you've been there. I'm not happy about this. I really want to be, try to be his father." But he said, "I understood." It seems like Ricky is listen, people make bad decisions sometimes. We all have, and sometimes you are very fortunate that your bad decision didn't land you behind some bars. So my thing is, this Ricky seems like he made some bad choices. He did some bad things. He went to jail, but it seems like he's trying. Like, I know this is my kid. I would like to be his father. And this seems like both Ricky and Ralph are respecting each other on a man level. But we're going to move to the next scene. But before I do, Tamara, and I hope I'm saying your name correctly, you have entered the building. What would you like to add to this conversation?
Hi, gray hair diva. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Hey. Hi. My first time calling in, but I love your show. I just wanted to say that I don't have kids, but I just felt it was quite kind of awkward to actually put Josias in the position of really making a decision on if he wants to be adopted by Ralph, even though Ralph has been in his life and he's way too young to make that decision. Yeah. He's not 3, but he's still he's like preteen. And like, if he was to make that decision and then go back on it, like, it's just, I feel that they put him in Drew specifically, put him in a really awkward position. Like, okay, so I'm just going to sign away my dad, who I just met. You know what I mean? Right. And and then like he doesn't even he's just getting to know him. I think what's the rush? Ralph is supposed to be not going anywhere. What is the rush? Let it simmer. Drew is too pressed. It's like it's not going to change anything right now. So I just think putting poor little guy in that position. Do I reject my real father?
Right.
Like it's like,
right.
It's horrible.
Yeah. Like even for us adults.
To be honest with you, I think this conversation about the adoption and the whole situation is going to be more detrimental to Josiah's health versus whether he gets adopted or not. Exactly. The conversation is too much. It's over the top. It's not necessary. We're going to be okay. His last name is Brown. Ours is Pittman. We all love each other. Who gives a crap? Like, stop. She's doing too much. But again, I really feel it's the optics for her. It's because she just wanted everybody in that household to be a Pittman and that's her only thing that she wants, and she's not caring about the mental health of her child.
Well, Diva,
it's really messy. Yeah.
I was going to say this too, because I want to say for me, I grew up, my siblings and I grew up as Josiah. Now, we didn't have any, my father was, they didn't have any issues with the law and nothing like that. But my mother and my father, they just simply couldn't get along. And my mother told me, she said, you know what? I love your father, or I loved him when we created, with you and your brothers. But we just simply couldn't get along. He's your father. Now, she went on to get married, and then I had a stepfather who was loving until he passed away. So what she did was she had a conversation with me to say that, me and your dad have adult issues, but it doesn't stop me for the fact that I'll always be grateful to him for giving me my children.
Hello.
That was the thing that she always. That's it. That was what she conveyed to us all the time. That dad was our dad, and that he was a loving man. And, they just simply fundamentally they didn't agree with about a lot of things. If she said it was day, he said it was night. She liked more than they just didn't agree. It was funny over the holidays. That's just, they were two separate people, but they came together to create me and my brothers. And, she always told us how much fun they had when they met and how he treated her. And we had good stories, but they could not live together. They simply could not.
And she did the right thing. She did the right thing.
And so the adoption for my stepfather, that was not even something that we even considered because he was there, but because we always knew who our father was. So it was not one of those things, but so that's just what I think that is missing from that equation with her is just listen, Ricky, obviously in his situation, he's misguided and we got to really analyze if he's a good person or not. He went out and had some issues, legal issues, but you know what, when I met him, we loved each other. We love you very much. And we're going to try the best we can to see if we can, bridge this sort of gap between the states. We got to have more access to each other. And, your stepdad loves you very much, too. So those were the messages I got as a young
and man. That was a good message. So listen, guys, hold on, guys. I'm going to go ahead.
I just thought about one little thing. Just popped into my head. Is it possible, because somebody said just now popped into my head, is it possible that because of the biological father's criminal record, that that's the reason Drew wants to erase him so that so then he adopts Ralph's name, who doesn't have a criminal record, I guess.
Oh God, look, you know how many parents out here. It could be her nonsense of a reason, but you know how many parents out here got a criminal record. We're gonna move on, okay?
Yeah.
We got a lot of people that got a criminal record, and they go on to be just fine.
Drew's
but I understand what you're saying. But you know what? Let me move to the next scene. The next scene is Marlo and the boys are back together again. Okay, it was nice seeing them together, but you know what? The boys kind of gave their auntie they shaded her a little bit. They said it was nice to take a shower in a clean bathroom. I thought that was a little bit messy. Okay, you trying to say auntie house is dirty, but anyway, they're back together. They had it seems like it's going to work out. Any comments on this particular scene?
Well, I was going to say, did Auntie House name Miss Gomez too? Did they Aunt House name Miss Gomez? Miss Gomez is going to be the hardest working woman on Bravo. My God.
Listen, this is all I got to say about that. I don't care about them coming back to the house. I want to know who that stair lift belongs to. That's the real question.
Haven't seen it yet.
Wow. Go back and watch the scene. Like when they're in the kitchen by the stairs, there's a stair lift that is there. As far as I know, Marlo ain't handicapped. Neither
her aunt was living with her.
None of them boys.
Remember, her aunt was living with her before she was in the home.
Her aunt or her sugar daddy?
I was going to say, was it one of her?
Remember, her sugar daddy was like over 80 years old and disabled and stuff.
Right, so that's
y'all know y'all wrong for that.
That's so crazy to me.
He can carry himself up to the room, okay?
Okay, so wait,
but she also.
Hold on, let's get to this party, this birthday party. Yes.
Can I say something just before you move on?
Yes.
I am glad that the boys shaded her, because the fact that she shaded them about their messy room, so therefore they just had to let her know, hey,
no, the auntie did not shade them about the messy room. Marlo did.
I said Marlo shaded them about the messy room before they left. Marlo shaded them about the messy room. So when they came back, they shaded her about the bathroom.
No,
they
they
didn't.
shaded the auntie. They shaded the auntie. They said it was nice to come back to a house where to take a shower in a clean bathroom.
That's what they said.
Wow.
Yeah, they shaded the auntie.
Diva,
But
did you hear?
listen, go ahead, Gabor.
Did you hear Marlo say? I mean, the Amy say that. I mean, that they don't like to get up in the morning and take their medicine. What they need medicine for?
I don't know. I ain't messing with you, Gabor.
I say these people. See, that's why you need your mama. That's why you need your mama. That's why you need your mama. Because when you ain't got no mama around, people do you any kind of way, child. They mama wouldn't have got on no TV and said they got to take medicine every morning. You know what I'm saying?
That's in all fairness, to take the medicine because of the mama. You know what happens to that in that.
Look, these kids' storylines, they Marlo storylines, and they shading the kids, and I don't like it. Them kids they love.
I said ADHD. I said
in all fairness to the auntie,
yes, in all fairness to the
auntie, she has 4 young kids, so probably the bathroom was messy with toys and stuff like that. So it doesn't mean it was dirty. So, like, in all fairness to her, to the auntie.
Yeah, well, we ain't saying it's dirty. The boys said that, but we got to move on. Let's move on to the birthday party, okay? We're going to give it up to Drew. We're going to give it up to Drew in this instance because she does try really hard, and I thought the birthday party idea was really sweet of her and very nice. Yeah. And she did. Yeah, she decorated her house nicely. She had a DJ. She had the chef. She had the food. She invited the friends and the cousins and all of that. She was ready. She had the little picture with the menu and all of that stuff. Give it up to Drew. But Sheree, does she need that? What is that vitamin that you give for your memory? Because Sheree doesn't remember nothing, okay? She said she was going to split that bill with Drew. She said she was going to split that bill with Drew. Then when she got there, she saw the bill. She got sticker shock and tried to act like she didn't say that, okay? Give Drew her money. Okay,
she still didn't give it to Drew.
But hold on, Drew actually was warned. Drew was warned that she don't pay bills. Drew was warned
by Mr. Anthony. Mr. Anthony does
Drew did that to shade Sheree, period. She did that to shade Sheree. She wanted everybody to know that her sister told the truth. Plus, I think she did it to shade Sanya too. This is how you throw a bill party.
She succeeded at both, NeNe. She succeeded at both. Then
that's what I'm saying. I think she shaded both of them. But don't. You're not gonna get your coins from Sheree, honey. Sheree said, "I give you 1/4 of the bill." I could have laughed my butt off last night when I heard that 1/4 of the bill. That means you're gonna give her $240. Oh my God!
Come on, Mel. What did you think about this scene with the birthday party? And Kenya was dead wrong. She closed the door on Marlo. She knew Marlo was behind her.
He was dead right. That door.
And then Kenya said to Sheree, "You got on a $7,000 shirt, and you can't get she by Sheree together." That birthday party had a lot of shade. But I will say this: I think it was. Was it? It was Marlo's best friend. She gave a nice speech. I gave it up for her. I sat up in my bed and was like, "Okay, come on, girlfriend." She was like, "Listen, y'all need to get along." She said Marlo is a nice person. I just want to see y'all get along. Right. We had a lot go on at this birthday party dinner, okay? Yes, what do you think? What do you think, now?
Well, I was going to say, thank God Marlo's friend didn't pull Mama Joyce. Remember Mama Joyce was saying, now, Phaedra, somebody went to your office with a bomb, and he said he was going to blow you to, F up. So, sometimes when the friends get there, they just pull their punches, and they take a little jab. So I was happy that Marlo's friend didn't go there. But I was going to say that party was so funny. That was just it just made me laugh so much because we had the graphics of the airplane going from Alaska to California. We had Marlo Sheree having sticker shock from that. Now, mind you, listen, I'm not a millionaire, but I wasn't gagging over a couple of $1,000s for the party. I will say that for me, Sheree was right about the balloons. The balloons were too much for me. I mean, they could barely get the room. The balloons were just too much. It was too much in that room for me with those balloons. And I think that it was just funny. I just can't remember everything. It was so funny. It was really, for me, the funniest episode for me this season. It really was. I laughed so much with that. With just
I
all
was
the
here
stuff.
for the balloons. Come on, Red. Listen, I love the balloons.
I like.
I was too, Diva. The balloons were good.
I love Diva, I just thought there was too many in there. I like the color of them. I just too much.
You never win when you playing. You never win when you playing dirty. You never. That's what NeNe said. That's what NeNe said. You never win when you playing dirty. Drew threw that party because she wanted to outdo Sanya. Yeah. And in the end, she got left with the bill.
Come on now.
You should have never even been. Oh yes. Oh yes. You should never. You knew Sheree was broke. You knew Sheree was broke. Remember? Diva, remember?
Hold on, guys. Go ahead, Gabor.
Diva, see, y'all be forgetting Diva. Remember in what was it, Canelo, season 4 or season 5? She had that Aston Martin. She bought that Aston Martin, and her kids were sleeping on pallets on the floor. The Bravo camera showed the kids sleeping on pallets on the floor.
Sure did.
Come on now,
Oh
and she over there begging Bob for money, and them kids over there sleeping on pallets, and she done bought an Aston Martin with her son 7-figure.
But guess what? Y'all still forgetting.
Drew, wait, hold on. Let me throw this in there. Then I'll come. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm gonna come to somebody next, but we gotta add this in there. Drew threw a party. They had real food on the table. The food was delicious. She had a chef here. She had a DJ. I love the balloons. She had a backdrop that said "Happy Birthday." You gotta give it up to Drew. Smoke, I'm gonna come to you. What do you think about this birthday party?
This party was shade fabulous. I live for it. I live for the fact that Sheree was staying on brand with not paying, but looking good in her layaway from Marshalls, even though she got to take it back with the tags on. I thought Kenya slamming the door on Marlo was just about right because that's what every man has done in Marlo's life. They shut the door on her when they don't need anything from her. I thought the food was nice and lubricated and seasoned and giving Sanya a lesson on this is how you throw a party in a housewife show. I lived for the optics. It was big. It kind of took me back to like earlier seasons of Housewives when they threw these elaborate parties that cost a whole bunch of money for no reason. But I was here for it though. I was here for the shade. Definitely the invitations by Sheree. I was like, that made no sense. You have no fashions, but you're giving out invitations for people to see the fashions. Right. Stop with the mess. I'm tired of Sheree Whitfield and her banging butt and not basically getting our hopes up high and not doing a goddamn thing with this She by Sheree. We still have to start the GoFundMe and make the collection plate around so we can buy it up from under and so we can just make our money off it real good and real easy. I'm just saying.
But you know what? Even though She by Sheree is a hot mess, those invitations were everything. If she could just get her little life together.
They were miniaturized Barbie doll clothes and invitations. How you can do that, but you can't get a simple 9 samples from Alaska to Georgia in a timely fashion when you know this show was 2 weeks ago, almost 10 months ago. Stop it.
We only start working on She by Sheree when she gets signed on for a new season. I mean, come on, these collections.
Oh my gosh.
That is true.
That is so true.
Let me tell you something. What I was here for. I was here for the moment where they said we all want to see you win, Sheree. I mean, come on. It's been 99 years and She by Sheree still not coming out. We all want to see you win, girl. They're all here for She by Sheree.
Sonia Logan in New York City got her fashions together faster than Miss Sheree did in Atlanta. Now that's saying something because Sonia stayed drunk maybe 364 days a year. So
I'm telling you, she could fly to New York. $1,500.
No.
She could get her line together real quick in the whole district.
Just
I'm telling you, she got a whole runway show. It's some good designers in the hotel district.
But I want to say
this. Listen.
Drew lazy butt up and she need to push. Sheree need to get her lazy butt up and push. Because guess what? I so close as well. And guess what? I bet you anything, if you put me and she by nothing together, my line will come off quicker than She by Sheree will do one pants.
And imagine.
Come on now.
Listen, like everybody at the dinner table, we're rooting for She by Sheree. Canelo, what do you have to say before I move on to the last scene?
I want to say this. Look, everybody already know. I don't know if you guys know, but here in Atlanta, Sheree can never get nobody else to do anything for her. She still owes designers and designers down here. So for her to go up to Alaska and her stuff is stuck up there, and I'm glad Candy called it out. Girl, you can't get nobody down in New York. Well, she said Georgia, but Candy knows that Sheree is infamous not paying her bills here in Atlanta. That's why the designer came out and called Sheree out. I think it was season 10 when she was supposed to be doing She by Sheree, and at the end, he didn't get paid. So, that's all over here in the city. So for her to call her out into those excuses, she ain't paid them people in Alaska, and she probably didn't pay the guy down in Los Angeles to get her clothes. So if she don't have anything, that's on her. She needs to take those invitations back and pay those people so she can get her designs on time. Because next week is the fashion show. So what are we going to see? Dwight is out there ready to take pictures and say another flop. Everybody else is sitting out there in the audience talking about Sheree ain't going to have nothing. Sheree, this is your chance. If you mess this up, can you say it? If you mess it up, you can't come back from this.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true.
Isn't this her third show though? Because the first time was like she didn't have the sample, so they were showing the designs, and the second time it was high fashion. She got that right with Dwight because Dwight was leading it.
I just see a lot of signs of there's money issues there. She doesn't have the funding to back the brand she wants, and I feel like Sheree has champagne taste with bare money. Okay, because she's always the flyest in the room. Okay, she can produce for herself. Spending so much money on Fendi and Gucci, and maybe you should invest in she.
Yeah, she should.
But that man,
she has poor managerial skills. Because my thing is this: if She by Sheree was something that she really wanted, the same way in which she went out there and bought Louis Vuitton, she would have bought She by Sheree. Come on.
But wait, hold on 1 second. Go ahead, Gabor.
Child, I forgot what I was about to say. What was I about to say? I really forgot what I was about to say.
Well, let me go here while you think about it. Let me go here.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna add this. Now, we got She by Sheree coming up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why? I see. Everybody's already said that she's already started this line 3 times. So this will be her 4th. So if she does not do this again, she's on Real Housewives of Atlanta right now. She could have this is what she should have did. Instead of waiting to 2 or 3 weeks before the fashion show start, get your stuff a year before. Start having them to start getting it together. Check and make sure everything is right. Make sure you're gonna have these pieces. Because you can't wait like 2 or 3 months and ask people to start sewing, and then by the time it comes to the fact, I didn't got no fashion.
Well, if you know what though, Canilla, if you can't write checks, nobody's going to start sewing until you give them a check. So I think that's the real problem. But we'll move on.
But Michael,
listen, Drew's mother prayed for the food, and she prayed did a special prayer for She by Sheree. We're good. Let's hope that this happens, right? Because they're all rooting for her, right? And listen, she has memory issues because she was like. She told Kenya, I didn't say that it cost $1 million. You said it more than once. That you spent $1 million on the show. Girl, what is going on in that head of yours?
But Michael Knight had told her season 1 he get a lot of NBA and NFL wives that think that just because they got money that they can start a line and don't have any real passion behind it. And she does not have any passion behind it. It was just something that she wanted to do to try to make a lot of money off of because she thought that she was Sheree and she thought that she was fabulous. We don't even need the show. Just go ahead and get some it's not even like that she's going to have the product to give to people once the show is over with. This is just for TV. So you spent $1 million. You spent $1 million for this fashion show, but you still have no way to even make that. You still don't even have a way to even make that $1 million back.
No.
We wouldn't even had a fashion show. We just would have had the product sent out to people in stores somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And would have had a fashion show years later. Yeah, exactly.
Target even. See, you know what? And Michael Knight, I love Project Runway. He's from Project Runway, right? I love that show. And I watch these fashion shows. So all of these fashion, like Project Running, we've been on for years. She could have got with any one of those designers from Project Runway, and now Heidi Klum and Tim Gunn, they do a show on Prime, Making the Cut. So if you were really into fashion like that and you needed somebody, you would be watching these shows, seeing if you can get with one of those people and come up with the darn She by Sheree.
Okay, I'm so tired. She done beat this into the ground. It started off as evening wear, Nan's joggers. Next week it'll be socks. I mean, come on, Sheree. What's up? Nan's yoga mats and water bottles.
Sheree is on a
she went from dresses.
She got the best mentor right next to her. Candy will help anybody. And y'all know, look, she let Kim take up for Tony for the party, but she even still willing to help Sheree. That's all on Sheree. That's mud on her face. Like she's not using her platform properly.
It went from dresses to joggers and then smashing water bottles. Like, come on, Sheree, make up your. What are you doing?
All over the place. She's all over the place.
Master the joggers. Master the joggers before we get water bottles and masks.
Yes,
Master something. Master something.
Yeah. Wait,
what you could have done to
Cynthia Belly's agency for some discount models. I'm trying to tell you, and beauty pageants involve all forms of modeling, commercial, editorial, and runway. I'm trying to tell you, this chick was sick of her with She by Sheree. We're about to take her trademark, give it to somebody that can do some good with it.
We gonna bootleg it, Diva.
We gonna bootleg it.
No, we ain't gonna bootleg it, Diva. I kid you not. I get you not, Diva. Diva, if we were to give She by Sheree to, let's say, a Portia, you see how fast she got go naked hair, and look what that became. So I'm like, Portia would be able to take that and be like, badonk-a-donk, basically doing the jog way for the big girl.
Look, and it'll be trademarked and people be wearing it.
For Portia to have made that comment about the Underground Railroad, she proved to be smarter than Sheree.
That's true.
Okay.
She has turned herself around and made coins. Okay,
and
she left that marriage with zero, pretty much. Yeah, she left that marriage with zero, and she came back and turned her whole darn life around. Okay,
and guess what, Diva? Sheree still trying to hope she on the next season. That's what
I'm trying to tell you. Then you have entered the building. What do you want to add to the conversation before I move on to the last thing?
Canelo, I need you to blink 3 times because you need some help. She by Sheree, are you kidding me? You know she ain't got no. She don't have a brain. The girl doesn't.
Hold on, wait. Why do I need to blink 3 times? I mean,
you need help.
What do I need help
for? We all know how to handle this business.
Don't rush.
It's a BSB.
Wait. I'm trying to hear Sis. Sing. Go ahead. What are you saying?
Gabor, how you say Sheree's a BSB, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Canelo up here telling us how she should run her business. We all know how to run this business. Sheree has no intention on running the business. She has a son as a model. She ain't even hardly using him. She has a grandbaby she could be taking care of. She messed around with Melody sloppy seconds. I mean, she's just all wrong. Why would you spend all that money on your clothes instead of investing in yourself?
Right. Right.
Well, okay, then I get it.
She need help. She need help. But let's get to this last scene. Let me tell you. Welcome Apollo into the building.
Looking
good.
Listen,
looking good. And wait a minute, hold on 1 second. How is he driving a Rolls Royce? What am I doing wrong over here?
Wait, Diva.
Went to jail and came out and he's driving a Rolls Royce. Yes, go ahead. What was you going to say?
Diva, the sins of the past take long to let go of. So he's sticking with what he did that got him in jail the first time, but he's got smarter with it.
Mm-hmm. Oh my! He borrowed it.
You don't think he's doing the right thing?
Hell no, he's not.
Really, Diva? Really?
That's why Phaedra went to a whole nother country for the housewife.
I was on, and you know what? Production is shady because they should have just showed him walking through the door. I was stuck on. He drove up. I had to get closer to my TV. I said, "Is that a Rolls Royce?" Yeah. Okay. Drove up in the Rolls Royce, looking like money. Okay, listen, the gym loves Apollo and Apollo loves the gym. Yes, wait, who said that? It passed me. Somebody said it was the scarf for me, baby. I'm trying to tell you. He came in there, baby. He told Sheree he will do the fashion show for her. And listen, here's the thing. I can't wait to see Apollo walk down the runway. I give Apollo a yes. But wait a minute. But he got a little messy. Because he said that Phaedra did him dirty. Okay?
He did.
He said she wasn't there for the sentencing. She wasn't there when he got arrested. She wouldn't let him see the kids. He didn't have to bring that up. He did get messy when it came to Phaedra. Hold on one second. He rolled Phaedra under the bus. Okay.
Just like Phaedra throws anybody else under the bus. But I won't lie, though. When I saw Apollo yesterday, I was like, he could call me Brandon and throw my ass around the room anytime he wants.
It's fine. Don't get me wrong.
Oh my God.
Call me Brandon anytime and throw me around the room.
Oh Lord.
What I will say, Diva, it was on the TV. It was season 7 when was the season 7 or season 8 when all this went down.
Yeah.
He turns himself in. Was Phaedra behind him? Oh no. Was he? He was at the house when they arrested. No, when he turned himself in, she was nowhere around. When he was at sentencing, she was nowhere around. When Candy said she went over there to check on her, she said the girl was doing good. So why would she come over and check on somebody that wanted him at the house? She was like she had the boy bags packed, ready to go. So I mean, look. Apollo ran over her.
Listen, all I'm concerned with is Apollo said Phaedra did him dirty. And listen, you know what? And you're right, Tabitha. How did this man come in for 2.2 seconds and he get a confessional interview? The man is bad.
Well, actually,
he's bad.
I'm sorry, I apologize. But Phaedra has not dragged him. What she did was quietly raise her sons. Okay, yes. And I felt like she was respectful in the way she handled Apollo because he was out here disrespecting her everywhere in the strip club with Todd. Okay, they was in
well. I'm gonna throw this in there, Nadi. I'm gonna throw this in there, and then we gotta give. I'll go around the room real quick. I'm gonna throw this in there, right? Phaedra knew a little something, and I feel like Apollo. He took the hit for the family. That's all I'm gonna say. But I'm okay. So Angel Eyes, I'm gonna go to you. What do you have to say about Apollo looking so good with his scarf on, driving up in his Rolls Royce? What do you want
to say? Just give me a bowl and a spoon.
Y'all crazy.
Slurp.
Y'all are crazy.
You like some caramel up in there?
She said a bowl of the spoon. Oh my goodness.
A bowl of the spoon.
Wait. Hold on 1 second. The red lipstick hustler Lily said he did the crime. Boy, bye. Listen. He did the crime, but she was accomplice to the crime.
He sure
and he took the hit for the family. He took the hit for the family. But go ahead, Angel Eyes. I'm sorry.
As far as Phaedra is concerned, that was not allegedly. That girl is a lawyer. That girl knew exactly what she was doing, and she knew exactly how to throw the rock and hide a whole entire body. She didn't have a hand. She hit a whole entire body and let my man take the fall for everything. So anyway, like I said, give me a bowl and a spoon and y'all come back. The bowl might be clean because I don't think that there would be any residue of him.
I'm sorry. I just feel like it's messy that he messed up. He met up with Sheree of all people. They was not that close on the show.
But here's the thing,
Sheree said they was close. We gonna go with that because he was close to a lot of people. He was close to Kenya too, so he might have been close to Sheree. We don't know. They were close. And listen, she need a model. She need a model for She by Sheree, and she got a model. Tamara, what do you want to say about this scene? Would you happy to see Apollo?
He's fine, but he is. But I wouldn't have rolled up in a Rolls Royce after everything that happened. Just saying.
True.
Don't attract attention to,
True.
Don't attract
the dumbest criminal.
Because then the feds are gonna be like, how'd he get the Rolls Royce? Like
America's
dumb, a Mercedes or something, a Rolls, But I think he rented it. But that's all I gotta say about that.
All right.
But
yes.
But here's the thing: Phaedra's probably paying him back for knocking her up and then having her to explain that sharecroppers method how many months she was pregnant on the show.
Phaedra was another one. The optics was mattering to her. What's the big deal? You got pregnant before you got married. It's not that deep. Okay, yeah. but we'll continue. But let me go to Gabor. Was you happy to see Apollo?
No.
Oh, that's my boy. Good boy.
I mean, happy for what? And everybody keep on saying that he look good. I don't see it. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But I'm just here to have y'all in jail next. He'll have y'all in jail next. Phaedra was able to escape because she was a lawyer. But y'all ain't. And he'll have y'all in there next.
He a whole con. Did we forget? And now he barking up Sheree's tree.
Nadi, wait a minute. Good boy. The man drove up in a Rolls Royce. He came in there all in shape, and he had the nice fitted shirt on.
I didn't see his shade.
So you can see. Oh, you didn't?
I didn't see his shade.
The boy was panting while he was watching that scene.
I wish I had the scarf here, and he had the scarf like around the neck there. He had the scarf thrown around there, showing us a little bit of fashion, just a little bit.
Prison fashion. It was prison chic. It was prison chic.
No, not prison chic. It was probation chic. It was probation chic.
Not probation.
Your boy said prison chic.
I ain't see it. I'm just sorry. I didn't see it, Diva. I didn't.
And he probably rented that car from Toro. We don't know.
Hold on, and good boy, he was being a good friend because he know that Sheree really ain't got money and she can't get no models. And he was like, I'll do the show. I'll do it for you.
And he had on orange, and they had him wearing prison orange. Sheree done conned him. Sheree done conned him to walk the runway in some prison orange.
He don't have
No, he is. No, Diva, he is.
Hold on, guys. And listen, Apollo gave us some relationship tips. Okay, he said when he was behind the wall, he ran into Tyrone. Okay, and Tyrone said that y'all two was a thing, and he gave us some tips. He said usually the men, they do you dirty. They have several girls when they behind there, and then they come out and then they know whatever. Yes, come on, Fifi, the scarf. It was the scarf for me. He had me at the scarf. Okay, it's a scarf for me.
He told her. It was he basically told Sheree. He basically told Sheree that was jail talk. You know what I'm saying? You done fell for him. That was jail talk. A lot of women fall for jail talk when they can't get nobody. You know what I'm saying? They'll talk to somebody in jail because while they in jail, they could be loyal. Well, who else they gonna see? Who else they gonna talk to? All you gotta do is accept the phone bill.
They still cheat while they in jail. Come on, let's just keep it real. They be having a whole line of chicks.
And Apollo said that.
Yeah. Roof, it was the scarf for me. It was the scarf. Y'all talking about love at the lockup. It's okay. Is Papa Smurf coming next episode?
No. Patricia coming. Patricia.
Wait, hold on 1 second. Mel, was you happy to see Apollo back on the scene? He drove up in the Rolls Royce. He had the scarf on. He was in shape there. What do you think about seeing Apollo?
I'm not sure if I was as happy as the producers were to see him because obviously they gave him a confessional real quick, But you know what? I think for me, Apollo was just being Apollo. He was messy from the day he tongued down Phaedra in front of all the girls that time, So I think that Apollo is just messy, And also, well, that's what he did.
You remember when they was both deep throating the pickle?
Yes, I do.
Oh my God!
He said deep pickle.
Yes,
they did.
Oh,
it was all
I didn't see that one. Okay.
Oh
When they
my
were doing
God.
the maternity photo shoot. Yes, they
Yes,
was.
they did, baby.
Yes,
That
they
pickle,
was.
baby, that piece, deep in that piece, that pickle said, voila, it disappeared. I say, Lord, have mercy.
Your boy stupid. But he ain't lying, though. He ain't
But
lying.
hold on, Mel. Mel, so finish. What did you think about Apollo?
No, I think that listen, I think it was refreshing to see him there, and you know, he was there, so we shall see what happens.
Thank you. But it was
Oh
well, I
my.
like that word you used, Mel. It was refreshing to see
What?
Apollo. It wasn't
It
refreshing.
was.
Refreshing. Well,
Very,
listen,
very.
refreshing compared to the season we had, you know, because that just reminded me of the girls before. But I just think that for me too, the relationship that him and Phaedra had was more that, you listen, if you get exposed for your crimes, you go down by yourself. If I get exposed for mine, I go down by mine. So I think that's sort of the agreement they both had in that marriage. So I think that when he went down by himself before she did, that was the agreement they had. So that's why she left him alone, you know. So that's what I think.
That's what happened when you buy your man. She bought her man from prison, and she got what she.
He didn't buy her man from prison like Kenya.
Paulo shouldn't have been on the having no confessional unless he was going to tell us who Mr. Chocolate really was. You know what I'm saying? I don't see no need for him to have no confessional unless he was going to tell us who Mr. Chocolate really was. He wasn't really nobody on the show.
It was Jamal Bryant.
We need him to say it out his mouth, though. I want to hear it out his mouth.
You know what, it is interesting. They must have gave him a nice little check, right? Because it is interesting. How you come up for 2.2 seconds and you get a confessional?
I think because people wanted to see him.
Well, at least he wasn't fired.
You know, Bravo is so messy. They want all.
They're messy.
Yeah,
they are. Yeah,
they are messy. And
yeah,
I'm
refreshing. Wait, come on, wait, hold on now. Wait, refreshing like iced tea on a hot day. I'm trying to tell you, boo.
Now, Ruth, now you pushing, child. You pushing.
It was good to see.
You know what this reminded me of, Diva?
What?
It's a show on TV one called For My Man. And if y'all keep on lusting after Apollo, y'all gonna be on For My Man. Y'all gonna be in jail for my man. Y'all better let that go. Let that go. Phaedra was able to escape it. Phaedra was able to escape it. Y'all gonna be on For My Man.
Y'all gonna be
listen, what you're saying, it was a nice appearance. He looked good. I'm glad he's going to walk in the fashion show because Sheree needed some models.
What fashion show, Diva? We don't know.
Oh, God.
25 to life don't look good to me. 25 to life don't look good to me. And if he was really in a Rolls Royce, that mean that he didn't do no hard time. That mean that he's trying to go back if he pulled up over here in a Rolls Royce. Because you know what they say. They say Phaedra was burying the people and having Comcast bills 3 months later. And AT&T bills 3 months later, they was burying the people and had Apollo was making fake accounts in their name. That's what they say.
Oh wait, say that he was doing what?
They say that Phaedra was trying to bury the people. Let's just say, you know what I'm saying? You buried great grandpa on Tuesday. Next Wednesday is gonna be a cable bill and they name a Comcast bill.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. You know what? I do think, you know, I'm playing around a lot, but someone said that it wasn't a good look for him to come up on with a Rolls Royce. I do agree with that. You know, I'm playing a little bit, but I really sat up in my bed like, is he driving a Rolls Royce? Like, how did he do that? Like, how did you make that recovery so quickly? Oh shoot!
How he did
the feds are
you know what?
Apollo used to the barter system. Apollo used to the barter system in prison. Okay, you know how they trade things off, and so he was probably like, "Look, I'll make a 2-second appearance, but y'all gotta rent me a Rolls Royce."
I thought.
Off,
Okay.
I thought she was
about to get Apollo locked up again.
I thought that she was gonna say that. I thought she was gonna say he got it from the one-eyed African who's married.
Oh, boy.
One-eyed.
I'm just thinking maybe it was the one-eyed African.
Hey, that's Mr. Chocolate that Phaedra was
Overall, let me tell you. Overall, I truly enjoyed this episode. Yeah. I thought Jewel did a good job with the party. I thought that, you know what, Kenya and Marlo, they had their moments at the party. They all did a kumbaya for Sheree. They want to see She by Sheree just as much as we do. But we're going to see if she pulls this together next week. But again, they kept saying as if they was waiting for the fashion show to start, like it was an hour later and it still didn't start. I can't, with Sheree, she's such a big disappointment. I mean, I don't even know we should bring her back next year because she's just not giving us what we need her to give us. Okay, she's being messy with this thing.
She won't be coming back.
But I gotta add this, and then I'm gonna go around the room so we could close out. I really gotta add this though. Bravo that Apollo showed up with his scarf and giving us body
and giving us
body. But anyway, Canelo, go ahead.
I was gonna say Diva. The show was good, but what I was gonna say about Sheree, she got to pay for Chateau she can't pay, so they're gonna bring her back next season so she can pay for it. Let's root for her to get She by Sheree around because it's been summer, winter, summer, spring, winter, fall. We ain't seen nothing from her at all. So we're going to see something this time. So hopefully next week, Sheree, we can come in and say you did the thing. But child, I'm praying and I hope my prayers ain't on deaf ears.
All right. Canelo, you want to give it up for Apollo?
I guess that's it.
Canelo, your shirt is the reason why these people keep spamming me the comments.
Somebody asked you that thing.
No, I'm just doing something down. I realized what shirt you had on. That's why Gabor said what he said.
I know what Gabor said. Don't worry about what the shirt said.
Okay. Tamara, what do you want to say? How do you want to close out?
Well, I hope She by Sheree makes it, but she by delayed. And when you hear about a really, really great movie for years and years, and you see it and you're like, oh, it's okay. So there are big expectations for her.
Yes, it is.
And huge, so bring it, girl, bring it. Aside from that, 7.5 on 10. And it was cool. And I can't wait to see enough to see the next episode to see what happens. That's
yes. Yeah. And listen, as I go to the next person, can you throw in the chat if you was happy to see Apollo? Put Apollo's name in the chat. Angel Eyes, how do you want to close out?
Well, I want to see She by Sheree, but I'm not filling up my expectation. Whatever she brings out, I just would be happy to see something. Kenya and Marlo, they just everybody needs to come to the realization that relationship is squashed. Stop trying to fix it. It ain't gonna happen. Let it go. Let it go. Walk away. Ain't gonna happen.
I'm glad a whole lot of people were glad to see Apollo besides me. Thank you, y'all. Mel, how do you want to close out?
For me, I'm just going to say I enjoyed the episode. I thought it was funny, especially that little party that was Kenya and Marlo had. The dog going in Marlo's face, the shade, the sort of graphics of the plane. I mean, it was very funny. I love that party. So, I give the episode. It was a good episode. It was very funny to me.
Thank you. Smoke, how do you want to close out?
I will close out with a new tagline for Sheree. Spring, summer, or September, being a con artist is all we will ever remember. And so, literally, at this point, I am done with She by Sheree Whitfield. I hope that she finds a job at the local OLG gang, and maybe she's like a new hostess for Candy, and she can pay us for that house, pay for Mama Thelma's, her nursing home or wherever she's staying, and hopefully she can give us something good outside of Housewives that actually stands on its own. But as far as that, she will always be a con. And cons attract cons, so hopefully she finds her new prison babe next season with Martell or whomever she finds from Love After Lockup.
Say that.
The shame, but it's true. The shame, but it's true.
Gabor, what's your closeout, Gabor?
Oh Lord. Here we go.
Come on, get on board.
I just feel like that Sheree kind of slow.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And when I watch her on the show, it makes me feel a little dumb sometimes because I think that I don't. Is this? I guess I'm thinking that this is Bravo's last season. This is Atlanta's. This got to be Atlanta's last season, and they just said that we're gonna close the season, the series up with Sheree Bowl and let her put on this fashion show for the last. Because I just don't see it going forward. I just don't see it going forward. We got. We don't even have. We can't even buy a sock for She by Sheree yet. Okay. And she says she meant $1 million. I mean, she used $1 million. She had some clothes in LA and some in Alaska. Alaska, Ray. And I mean, now Diva, I know you said that she looks good, but I saw Holiday Heart when she was on the show. But whatever, it is what it is. I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy to see Paulo, but I mean, I really do. I feel like the women on the show. I really do want Sheree to succeed, but I know she's not because I would have if she would have had it in the store. I would have went to go buy something. But as far as me sending her my card and she's sitting down at the table with Apollo with a Rolls Royce, and then we got Tyrone limping and walking like he need a cane or something. Yeah, not my money. But if it was at a store, I'll go buy something. But it's Ray. I'm through.
Wait, Diva, I have one thing to say. I think Sheree thinks she's Beyonce, so she's gonna wait until the first part of the reunion to drop the official link to shop and get your She by Sheree joggers.
She better drop it today.
You are very optimistic.
Okay,
I appreciate your optimism. I really do.
You know what? Somebody else said that she should have been, instead of wearing all of these designer clothes, she should have had more stuff that was coming from the line She by Sheree. Yes. She had so many opportunities that we really got to give her an F. Yes. I mean, it's just point blank. Naughty Love, what's your closeout?
I'm disappointed in Sheree. She, like me, I have my own line and everything, and I'm struggling to make my name. And for her to have all those opportunities laid in her lap, it's like a slap in the face. And I work 24/7 for my brand. Do you understand? To get it out there or whatever. And I just really feel like Sheree is lazy. I'm disappointed. Like, I don't want to see her back on Atlanta Housewives. Like, what more do we need to see? Okay, you were with an inmate. Now you still trying to revive your fashion line. Like, at this point, like, my daughter could have did her fashion line 3 times fold, and she's 17 years old. Okay, she could have blew it up. You made a really. And I'm even more disappointed that she's hooking up with Apollo. She has a bad taste when it comes to men in her life, and you gonna latch onto Apollo for what? He can't do nothing.
Well, hold on, Naughty. So he could be a model. That's all.
This a model.
But you know what? You made a really good point. She's wasting her platform. She's wasting a major opportunity. Like you said, you are out here hustling day and night to get your brand off the ground. This chick got a leg up and she's throwing it out the window. She gets an F. She gets an F. Hands down, she gets an F.
And the way you said that, Diva, that brought a tear to my eye. Because when I say blood, sweat, and tears, like every opportunity I have, it goes into my brand and investing into myself. Like, how could you waste a national platform like this? I'm over it.
Yeah.
International. What's your brand? It's international. I'm in Canada, so what's your brand?
For me? Cool. Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Oh, Naughty Love Movement. I sell like African head wraps and scarves and jewelry and things like that. Like I'm handing out my crowns to my kings and my queens.
Oh, that's beautiful.
That's my plan. That's what I do.
You don't, Naughty. You gotta throw your stuff in the chat there, like where they can find you at. Listen, everybody, we're closing out. I love you. Tomorrow we're doing Married to Medicine.
Great show.
Before I close out, I gotta say this. Check out Kenny's channel, Canilo's channel on Canilo. Throw it in the chat because Canilo TV. Okay, check out Naughty Love. Okay, she has a channel also, guys. Let's all support. like, share, and send your friends there too. And listen, and you know what? You know I love him. Check out Gabor's channel, Andrew Gabor. Okay, he does his recap too, and check him out. Okay, so everybody go over there. And so throw all of your where everybody can find you at, throw it in the chat. Guys, thank you for being here. I love, us all, doing our thing together. We all have our own opinion, and it's all good. But once again, I don't care what y'all say. Give it up for Apollo. I'll see you tomorrow for Mary the Medicine. Bye.
Bye.